What's going on, family? We back. Everything like is up and running. I've been trying to fuck with these settings for a minute. It's been a minute since I've been on here, so still trying to get all my settings back right. But hey, man, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you guys for coming and watching. If you new, go ahead and follow up. It's been a minute since the last time I hopped on here. I've been going through some things personally, just feeling kind of not like bad or nothing, just my body was just feeling kind of droggy, and I didn't know if I had the energy to really sit here and stream for hours at a time. So I've been trying to pray on it and put some nutrients in my body to make me feel a little better and give me some strength and energy. So I've been feeling better, and we here now. So we here now. We're about to get into it. Without further ado, I'm about to roll me up a little doobie real quick, and then we're gonna get into some Bible study. I'm gonna read a couple chapters of Luke, not too many chapters, so we can get back into it, and then we're gonna get into some reactions. First, I'm gonna start off with a prayer real quick, just to kind of give me some positive energy and have my positive juices flowing. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into it. If you feel free to bow your head and pray with me. If not, more power to you. No pressure to you. In the name of Jesus, I thank you, and I come to you today asking you for positive energy and love and guidance and acknowledgement of your name, Lord. And I just thank you for what you have shown me. Thank you for giving me the power and the courage and the guidance to show others. Thank you for others that have shown me and given me courage, power, and guidance, Lord. And together we are what you created us to be, and that is strong, Lord. And we are nothing like no other creation that you've ever created, Lord. And together we can show each other how strong we can be, Lord. And I thank you for giving us another day to be here to learn, to understand, and to guide each other, Lord. No matter what negative energy and negative fields and negative forces come over us, Lord, we know that you are and who you say you are, Lord. And you are strong, Lord. And I thank you for covering me in your blood, Jesus. And I thank you for covering us in your blood, Jesus, as we need you way more than you'll ever need us. And I thank you, Lord Jesus, for being who you are and say who you say you are, and standing in your truth, Lord, and helping us to find ours. In Jesus' name, we come to you humbly, Lord, and I thank you. Amen. Thank you. All right. So now, got me a little burst of positive joy and energy. We're going to get into some Bible study, Luke 12, I believe. And sit back, get your popcorn, get your weed if you smoke it, whatever you want to sit back and chill and relax to listen to, and just get a good word in. Amen.
Luke 12. As thousands of people crowded around Jesus and were stepping on each other, he told his disciples,
"Be sure to guard against the dishonest teaching of the Pharisees. It is their way of fooling people. Everything that is hidden will be found out, and every secret will be known. Whatever you say in the dark will be heard when it is day. Whatever you whisper in a closed room will be shouted from the housetops. My friends, don't be afraid of people. They can kill you, but after that there is nothing else they can do. God is the one you must fear. Not only can he take your life, but he can throw you into hell. God is certainly the one you should fear. 5 sparrows are sold for just 2 pennies, but God does not forget a one of them. Even the hairs on your head are counted, so don't be afraid. You are worth much more than many sparrows. If you tell others that you belong to me, the Son of Man will tell God's angels that you are my followers. But if you reject me, you will be rejected in front of them. If you speak against the Son of Man, you can be forgiven. But if you speak against the Holy Spirit, you cannot be forgiven. When you are brought to trial in the Jewish meeting places or before rulers or officials, don't worry about how you will defend yourselves or what you will say. At that time, the Holy Spirit will tell you what to say."
Amen.
A man in a crowd said to Jesus,
"Teacher, tell my brother to give me my share of what our father left us when he died."
Jesus answered.
Who gave me the right to settle arguments between you and your brother?
Then he said to the crowd,
Don't be greedy. Owning a lot of things won't make your life safe.
So Jesus told them this story.
A rich man's farm produced a big crop, and he said to himself, "What can I do? I don't have a place large enough to store everything." Later he said, "Now I know what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones where I can store all my grain and other goods. Then I'll say to myself, you have stored up enough good things to last for years to come. Live it up, eat, drink, and enjoy yourself." But God said to him, "You fool, tonight you will die. Then who will get what you have stored up?" This is what happens to people who store up everything for themselves, but are poor in the sight of God.
Jesus said to his disciples,
I tell you not to worry about your life. Don't worry about having something to eat or wear. Life is more than food or clothing. Look at the crows. They don't plant or harvest, and they don't have storehouses or barns. But God takes care of them. You are much more important than any birds. Can worry make you live longer? If you don't have power over small things, why worry about everything else? Look how the wild flowers grow. They don't work hard to make their clothes. But I tell you that Solomon, with all his wealth, was not as well clothed as one of these flowers. God gives such beauty to everything that grows in the fields, even though it is here today and thrown into a fire tomorrow. Won't he do even more for you? You have such little faith. Don't keep worrying about having something to eat or drink. Only people who don't know God are always worrying about such things. Your Father knows what you need. But put God's work first, and these things will be yours as well. My little group of disciples, don't be afraid. Your Father wants to give you the kingdom. Sell what you have and give the money to the poor. Make yourselves money bags that never wear out. Make your treasure safe in heaven, where thieves cannot steal it and moths cannot destroy it. Your heart will always be where your treasure is. Be ready and keep your lamps burning, just like those servants who wait up for their master to return from a wedding feast. As soon as he comes and knocks, they open the door for him. Servants are fortunate if their master finds them awake and ready when he comes. I promise you that he will get ready and have his servants sit down so he can serve them. Those servants are really fortunate if their master finds them ready, even though he comes late at night or early in the morning. You would surely not let a thief break into your home if you knew when the thief was coming. So always be ready. You don't know when the Son of Man will come.
Peter asked Jesus,
"Did you say this just for us or for everyone?"
The Lord answered,
Who are faithful and wise servants? Who are the ones the master will put in charge of giving the other servants their food supplies at the proper time? Servants are fortunate if their master comes and finds them doing their job. A servant who is always faithful will surely be put in charge of everything the master owns. But suppose one of the servants thinks that the master will not return until late. Suppose that servant starts beating all the other servants and eats and drinks and gets drunk. If that happens, the master will surely come on a day and at a time when the servant least expects him. That servant will then be punished and thrown out with the servants who cannot be trusted. If servants are not ready or willing to do what their master wants them to do, they will be beaten hard. But servants who don't know what their master wants them to do will not be beaten so hard for doing wrong. If God has been generous with you, he will expect you to serve him well. But if he has been more than generous, he will expect you to serve him even better. I came to set fire to the earth, and I surely wish it were already on fire. I am going to be put to a hard test, and I will have to suffer a lot of pain until it is over. Do you think that I came to bring peace to earth? No, indeed. I came to make people choose sides. A family of 5 will be divided, with 2 of them against the other 3. Fathers and sons will turn against one another, and mothers and daughters will do the same. Mothers-in-law and daughters-in-law will also turn against each other.
Jesus said to all the people,
As soon as you see a cloud coming up in the west, you say, "It's going to rain." And it does. When the south wind blows, you say, "It's going to get hot." And it does. Are you trying to fool someone? You can predict the weather by looking at the earth and sky, but you don't really know what's going on right now. Why don't you understand the right thing to do? When someone accuses you of something, try to settle things before you are taken to court. If you don't, you will be dragged before the judge. Then the judge will hand you over to the jailer, and you will be locked up. You won't get out until you have paid the last cent you owe.
Luke 13. About this same time, Jesus was told that Pilate had given orders for some people from Galilee to be killed while they were offering sacrifices. Jesus replied,
Do you think that these people were worse sinners than everyone else in Galilee just because of what happened to them? Not at all. But you can be sure that if you don't turn back to God, every one of you will also be killed. What about those 18 people who died when the tower in Siloam fell on them? Do you think they were worse than everyone else in Jerusalem? Not at all. But you can be sure that if you don't turn back to God, every one of you will also die.
Jesus then told them this story.
A man had a fig tree growing in his vineyard. One day, he went out to pick some figs, but he didn't find any. So he said to the gardener, "For 3 years I have come looking for figs on this tree, and I haven't found any yet. Chop it down. Why should it take up space?" The gardener answered, "Master, leave it for another year. I'll dig around it and put some manure on it to make it grow. Maybe it will have figs on it next year. If it doesn't, you can have it cut down."
One Sabbath, Jesus was teaching in a Jewish meeting place, and a woman was there who had been crippled by an evil spirit for 18 years. She was completely bent over and could not straighten up. When Jesus saw the woman, he called her over and said,
"You are now well."
He placed his hands on her, and right away she stood up straight and praised God. The man in charge of the meeting place was angry because Jesus had healed someone on the Sabbath. So he said to the people,
Each week has 6 days when we can work. Come and be healed on one of those days, but not on the Sabbath.
The Lord replied,
Are you trying to fool someone? Won't any one of you untie your ox or donkey and lead it out to drink on a Sabbath? This woman belongs to the family of Abraham, but Satan has kept her bound for 18 years. Isn't it right to set her free on the Sabbath?
Jesus' words made all his enemies ashamed, but everyone else in the crowd was happy about the wonderful things he was doing. Jesus said,
What is God's kingdom like? What can I compare it with? It is like what happens when someone plants a mustard seed in a garden. The seed grows as big as a tree, and birds nest in its branches.
Then Jesus said,
What can I compare God's kingdom with? It is like what happens when a woman mixes yeast into 3 batches of flour. Finally, all the dough rises.
As Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem, he taught the people in the towns and villages. Someone asked him,
Lord, are only a few people going to be saved?
Jesus answered,
Do all you can to go in by the narrow door. A lot of people will try to get in, but will not be able to. Once the owner of the house gets up and locks the door, you will be left standing outside. You will knock on the door and say, Sir, open the door for us. But the owner will answer, I don't know a thing about you. Then you will start saying, We dined with you, and you taught in our streets. But he will say, I really don't know who you are. Get away from me, all you evil people. Then when you have been thrown outside, you will weep and grit your teeth because you will see Abraham and Isaac and all the prophets in God's kingdom. People will come from all directions and sit down to feast in God's kingdom. There, the ones who are now least important will be the most important, and those who are now most important will be least important.
At that time, some Pharisees came to Jesus and said,
You had better get away from here. Herod wants to kill you.
Jesus said to them,
Go tell that fox, I am going to force out demons and heal people today and tomorrow, and 3 days later I'll be through. But I am going on my way today and tomorrow and the next day. After all, Jerusalem is the place where prophets are killed. Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Your people have killed the prophets and have stoned the messengers who were sent to you. I have often wanted to gather your people as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you wouldn't let me. Now your temple will be deserted. You will not see me again until the time when you say, Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord.
Damn, boy. And this is the New Testament. I mean, yeah, this is the New Testament. That's wild. What a bizarre times, bro. Yeah, but that first chapter, I was really feeling that one. I was like, bruh. It was touching on a lot of stuff I was dealing with right now. But everybody takes things different. Oh yeah, since last time I streamed, Big U went to jail. He got hit with the indictment. Neighborhood crib. My pops from neighborhood crib. He's from 5-5 neighborhood crib. But yeah, it's just wild to see Big U go down like that. Cause I don't know. Not to say like I guess you could say I was fooled, but not to say I was like invested in him being good. But it was like I kind of believed he was good and he was doing good for the community, and you know he was positive just because of what he portrayed. And of course, we won't even see what he shows you, but you know, everybody just chooses to see what they want to see, and it's just crazy. Everybody puts their own opinion on people without even knowing anybody. This man, when they murdered somebody, and now that somebody he would probably call family, you know what I mean? Somebody who stayed at his house, he grazed them near, and it's like that's just wild to do. But for me to even have a hankering of a good person in that person that's done that, you know what I mean? Like we could just be fooled by anybody, and it's just like at the end of the day, I learned just to put my faith and trust in God and not in people. So people can't let me down anymore. People can't hurt me, harm me. Well, maybe physically, but I mean, what won't kill me or heal me? So you know what I mean? Not really worried about or fear any of that ignorant behavior anymore. You know, when you're a kid and you just get invested in just everything, society, just what's cool, what's in, what everybody likes, and when you get older, you realize how much of that shit don't mean shit. Like, if I can't afford my rent next month, what's going on outside of my house, it don't matter. You see what I'm saying? Like, none of that shit, none of everybody's opinion, none of that bullshit really matters, bro. And I just, you know, I grew up, and I thank God I grew up to realize that at an age I did, where I could have been like some people in their 40s and 50s and still don't get that shit, and still doing the same shit. Big U. Still doing the same shit. You feel me? So, that nigga's 60, going to jail for murder, nigga. That means you're not ever gonna grow out of this. You're growing. You're done growing, nigga. All this up here is done growing. Nothing, every body parts, facial hair, all that shit is turning to gray now. Like, you're done. You're not growing no more. and you out here killing niggas. Like, this the 80s. And now he's fucked. And it's fucked up again because this shit's getting hit. My sister's coming in my room telling me about this shit. And I'm still, like, I didn't even know about it, but when I heard about it, I'm still waving it off like, nigga, they're probably just trying to, another black man down. They trying to, you know what I mean? They trying to get another black man down. They throwing evidence on them. Ain't no telling who's setting up who, if the FBI setting them up. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't know. But this evidence they got on this nigga is crazy. And whack ass is crazy, bro. That nigga on his ass. Some vendetta they had when they was kicking it that he ain't never got over. Somebody said something to that nigga to make that nigga.
Mate, this has got to be the biggest news in a long.
What's this from? 4 weeks ago. See, this is how long ago I've been saving videos, bro. I've been saving all these videos to come back on here and watch. I think I watched a couple, I ain't gonna lie. But for the most part, I've been trying to save some videos to come on here and watch with y'all, because I've been gone for a minute. So let's get into it.
Time. What if I told you that a US government trains
Why is this shit lagging like that?
psychic was asked to remote view Mars, but not on this present day, but 1,000,000 years ago. And the visions that he saw were later confirmed by NASA. This is a declassified document that you can actually check out. This isn't science fiction. This is real. Before we get into the images and the videos of Mars and things like that, let me just tell you briefly what remote viewing is, otherwise known as RV, okay? It is a ability that apparently can be trained, but it's an ability to view distant locations without actually being there, okay? The US government took this proper seriously. Like, for 2 decades, they invested time and money into a program called Project Stargate. All right, this isn't so. This isn't something you could just it's a load of rubbish. You just palm off. Whether it's real or not,
of rubbish.
Okay, that could be questionable. We could argue about that. But to have a government invest that amount of time and money and resources into a program, it's got to have some sort of credibility, right? Now, arguably the most famous remote viewer out there is Joe McMoneagle, okay? He was a former Army intelligence officer, and he was responsible for remote viewing 450 cases. He's been responsible of finding locations, finding missing people. Like, this is crazy. So me personally, especially when it comes to paranormal, I would say ghost, spirit, psychics, I'm a bit skeptical of, only because I was once that myself in a little bit of a way, you know, there's another story. But when it comes to this remote viewing, I've got to be honest with you, it's quite new to me. So I'm like, what is it? But when I see these declassified documents talking about it, I'm thinking, mate, is this actually real, right? So I'm taking everything with a pinch of salt. I want you to decide. So this is the part that gets really nitty-gritty, really strange, okay? In 1984, Joe McMoneagle was given some coordinates. That's all it was. It was basically given an envelope, and inside there were coordinates. And the only thing that they said to him was, describe what you see. That's the only thing that was asked of him. Here's some coordinates, describe what you see. That in itself is crazy. Because if I was given coordinates and I just wanted to, like, you know, pretend that I was this sort of, like, remote viewer, I'd be like, yeah, you know, we're in a forest. Oh, yeah, it's muddy. Lots of stones around, right? This dude went straight to Mars. Like, what? Anyway, so with these coordinates, he started to focus. He closed his eyes, I would imagine, blindfolded, you know, headphones on. He started seeing a barren, dusty landscape, but with signs of these massive structures and signs of civilization, buildings, and also tall humanoid beings. 10 to 12 foot tall beings. This is what he was relaying. He was talking about an ancient civilization on Mars with beings that 10 to 12 foot tall that was destroyed by a catastrophic disaster. This is what he spoke about in 1984. He described tall beings that looked like us, but just super tall. Now I have to just say, before we carry on with the images and stuff like that, at the end of the video, please go and check out a video that I made a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I can't remember. It was my theory. I think it was called My Theory. I'll leave the link up here somewhere. And in a nutshell,
I do have a theory about that. I just think there would be more evidence of like I don't know. It was millions of years ago, so everything could have went to dust, and I get that, but I don't know. I just feel like, nigga, if there was advanced civilizations on Mars, like there would be some sign, like I don't know. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. And then he said he's seen tall beings. How, if you're, I'm just trying to think, like, if I was astral projecting somewhere else and I'm seeing a civilization, how the fuck you know how tall they are if they're all the same height? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? They're all the same height. I don't know. I could just be tripping, but I just thought I'd say that.
I said that we were once on Mars. And shit happened on Mars, and we had to jump ship, so we came to Earth. One day, something bad is going to happen on Earth, and we are going to go back to Mars.
If we did come from Mars, hey, that's crazy. If we came from Mars, and we were tall, and then we came to Earth in a different, atmosphere, different planet, so we started to shrink. I don't know, bro. Got shorter. I don't know. That's why there's some tall niggas still, but I don't know. This nigga could just be on one. But I'm just on that theory he's talking about. We coming from Mars. That would make sense. Why we got shorter. Coming here, different atmosphere. But I don't know, because I don't even know if Mars air is breathable. Like, how the fuck would we have came from there?
Mars. That's my theory in a nutshell, but please go and check out the video, right? So if you think you're quite interested now about this Mars thing and what Joe saw, okay, this is where it gets even more crazy. Because NASA released images that back up what he was saying in 1984. Like, to a T. And I've got videos to show you, alright? This is absolutely huge news. Like, my God. It's crazy news. If it's real, if it's true, okay?
Prove it.
Now, I've actually got the declassified CIA document, and I'm going to leave it in the link for you to go and check out. It's you can go and check out yourself, but I'll leave it in the link for you, okay? I haven't read it all, but it's incredible. So this is where it gets really strange, okay? So like I say, NASA released these photos. Now, one of which you've probably seen before. It's this face-like looking structure on Mars. Now, some people say that that's a sign of a civilization, and some people say that's just like pareidolia. It just looks like it, and it's like wishful thinking, okay? However, it still is strange that Joe saw this in 1984, and then I haven't read it all. These images come out. So whether it's a civilization or pareidolia, you can't deny that he saw this, and you can't deny that that's crazy to think that he saw this, whether it's like a civilization or not. He saw it, and later on confirmed that's what he saw. That's mad. Now, just going back to Joe a little bit, because, I want you to understand how, almost pinpoint accurate this guy was in certain cases. It was one of the most famous viewings that he did was a Soviet Union submarine. He described the submarine before it was built, right? Before it was built. And the CIA said that it was so accurate there must be something about this remote viewing. Although at the back of that, they end up closing Project Stargate in 1990. So that's just weird. Or did they? Did they close it down? We don't know. Is it still going on now? Probably. Maybe. Don't know. Maybe not. So I'm going to show you a couple of videos now of Joe McMoneagle talking about this. It's very interesting.
In May of 1984 at the Monroe Institute, I had been training with Bob for almost 14 months, learning to control my out-of-body experiences. It turns out you can do very specific things with out-of-bodies that you can't do with remote viewing. If you want to know how the trigger mechanism works on a Chinese nuclear weapon, out-of-body's better because you can go to the Chinese nuclear weapon and put your face in it, look around, do detailed drawing. But if you want to know where all the parts from the weapon came from, remote viewing's better because all the parts are intricately linked together. My training officer, Skip Atwater, would come in from the project and test me to see whether or not my remote viewing was getting any better. One of the training tests that he brought was a target that I didn't know anything about. Well, this particular week, he brought a Mars target. I didn't know it was a Mars target. He gave a sealed envelope to Bob Monroe, which inside had a card that said Mars 1 million years BC. He had a list of coordinates. And the first set of coordinates was 44.89 degrees, 9.55 degrees west. I didn't know anything about the target since I was laying in a dark black cube in the lab, floating on a sea of salt. And the first thing I heard was the coordinates. And this was my response.
Hang on, what did he say? Hang on, sorry, what did he say? Was this about the conditions of him doing remote viewing?
I didn't know anything about the target since I was laying in a dark black cube in the lab, floating on a sea of salt. And
that reminds me of that film with Tom Cruise where they have that girl in a bath and it predicts like a murder event, and then Tom Cruise has to go and arrest this person before he murders this person. What was that called?
I ain't never seen that shit.
Man, I'm telling you, these films, mate, they know more than what we think, you know?
That's facts,
First thing I heard was a coordinate.
That's facts.
And this was my response. I got a great view of a pyramid form, sitting in a large depression. It's yellowish, ochre colored. I get clouds, a severe storm, major geological trauma. Then I was asked to visit the site before the trauma. They said, go back before the trauma. I said all the dirt had disappeared. There were now smooth walls. Everything was flat, megalithic. I said something about, gee, is this a new pyramid? Did they discover a new pyramid? Because it's really large. Shadow of people, fragments, memory of people. They said, go back to when they were there. Large people, thin and tall, wearing strange clothes, skin tight, very tight, almost can't see them. This is actually the depressed area. This is the pyramid. It's
That's the face.
Actually a double-layered pyramid. In a canyon looking up steep, high walls that go on forever.
What the fuck? Face? Oh yeah, I do see a little face. What the fuck is that though? How big is it? If that's a pyramid, because the pyramids are huge. I'm talking about this like a aerial project. You know, they're above, so that's like.
That's the face.
Actually, a double-layered
The
pyramid.
face.
In a
That's
canyon,
crazy.
looking up steep, high walls that go on forever. Very intricate, huge sections of smooth stone carved out. Getting
Bro,
very large structures.
What are the pyramids
Rabbit
for?
warren, huge
Like, we need to
corridors
figure
and
that out.
rooms.
That's the main
That's a canyon.
thing.
And that's the pyramid.
They built them a long time ago for a reason.
Now, what's really interesting about this particular
And if they're on
pyramid,
Mars,
you notice it's sitting on the side of the impact crater. And that's a real trick, because that means the pyramid had to be put there after the impact crater.
Oh, yeah.
Because if the impact crater hit after the pyramid was there, it would have destroyed the pyramid. The other interesting thing about this picture is you can measure the shadow of the crater, and based on the angle of the sun, you can estimate the size of the crater wall as being 3,000 meters tall. Now look at the shadow on the pyramid. Pretty tall pyramid.
Yeah.
That's a 20,000 meter tall pyramid.
20,000. What? 20,000 meters. That's 12.5 miles. What? It's 12.5 miles.
Here's something else interesting. That pyramid's even closer to the edge. There's the road in, there's the road out. This is a general area. Pyramid's huge, but different this time. The reason these were different is because they were a cluster. These are like shelters from storms.
them motherfuckers were
Designed
giants.
for sleeping, I specified hibernation, sleeping through savage storms. I'm asked to find out why. They're an ancient people trying to survive that's past their time and age. They're waiting for the return of someone sent to find a new home. Their world passed through the tail of a comet. I had a sense that their atmosphere was stripped away or destabilized when it passed through the tail of the comet. This is an old fort. Now what's interesting about the old fort, this is actually a pyramid. That's one side, that's the other side, that's the other side. The tip is missing off the top and it's hollow. They call it the old fort. It's always referred to as the old fort. That's a grouping of pyramids. And that's a building, or what's left of a building on a sort of a plateau. Or
because again, these sharp angles, right?
That's a drawing I did of the larger beings. What I think in actuality, there really are no such thing as Martians. What I think Martians are is us. I think we're descendants of the original inhabitants of Mars.
That's what I said, mate.
And we're the ones that never went back.
When we go to Mars, we're going to continue this search of understanding who we are, where we came from, and what was before us, and may be foretelling of what is the future.
What the mate? I've got more videos for you. 1 second. But
I don't know about y'all. Us niggas though, we ain't from no Mars. Niggas ain't from no Mars. Maybe that's where y'all from, nigga. But I don't know about that, nigga. That's crazy though, man. That's
the question that I've got in 1984, what did they know, and why specifically did they say, look at Mars 1 million years ago? Like, what do they know that we don't know? Why? Why not Neptune 1 million years ago? Earth 1 million years ago? Imagine what they really do know. Man. It's incredible. Here's another video. I hope I can show it. But
That's wild.
it talks also about a red light, like a red beacon that was seen, that he mentions. He didn't mention on this video, but he mentions in this later one that he saw a red light, a beacon.
All right, real shit. If they got some shuttles going for like sending niggas to Mars, y'all going or y'all staying? I don't know. I think I was staying. I don't know. I think I was staying. I don't know about no Mars shit. Like if it came out tomorrow that we was really from Mars, nigga, and they're like, oh, we have to go back to Mars because it's where we're from, and start the population over there again and rebuild and a whole new world outside of Trump. Leave Trump and go there. Are y'all going? I don't know. It's going to vary on the circumstances. Who's going to be in charge? If Trump's staying in charge and he's taking over, I'm out of here. We want to go see what Mars is about. What that Mars do, we out of here. But I don't know. It just depends on the circumstances for me. 'Cause I like the ground. I like the flat ground, but I do want to go float in space. That shit will be That shit will be active. Go float in space. I don't have to worry about hitting the ground, but hey, we're gonna find out.
Almost like,
I guess,
these
all things could come to light.
Us back then were calling out for help, and later stage, years later, that red light goes out. Right? Let me just tell you, these images apparently. You can request these photographs, right, from JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is a NASA-sponsored research center, specializes in robotic space exploration. Okay, so because it's funded by the public, you can ask for these photos. Now, apparently, you can't just say, can I have the photos of the civilization? You have to have the exact coordinates, and then they'll give it to them. They're not just going to say, oh yeah, I know which one you mean. By the way, not only this red beacon, but also a potential mobile phone, which was 3 foot big. A 3 foot big mobile phone type looking device. Now, I'm not saying it is a mobile phone. It could have been anything. Now, I know also that even if you are 10 to 15 foot tall, a 3 foot mobile phone is pretty big, right? But then again, when mobile phones first came out, mate, they used to be about 1 meter long, right? These massive things. Yeah, so who knows? Take a listen to this.
Okay.
That's on Mars.
That's on Mars. That's a bone.
That's a bone.
Yeah. It certainly isn't a stone.
That does not look like a stone. And you got these from JPL?
Yeah.
Really?
Come right off a negative of Mars in their mapping series. See these little buildings? One there, one there. Here's 3 in a row.
Buildings?
Yeah.
This is on Mars.
Here's a building over here.
Is it a picture from a rover, or is it a picture from a telescope, or?
It's a picture from a mapping. Here's a curlicue.
Like, that just looks so strange.
It's a picture from a mapping satellite. That's a satellite making maps of Mars.
Wow.
That is a non-natural edge. You don't get a 30-mile edge like that.
Wow.
It's by nature.
30 miles?
That's a sheer cliff.
How long is that?
30 miles.
30 miles?
30 miles,
now,
man.
I'll show you where it comes from. Here it is. So, that's the...
30 miles. So we're talking 30, 60... We're talking about 90 to 100 miles, this thing.
That edge.
The fuck is it?
It's just a deep chasm. That's a perfectly straight edge. It comes out of right here and goes straight as an arrow all the way across and then fades into the ground there. Here's a cavern, and it's got all this, like, wire stuff on the top.
So that's a subterranean cavern?
That's a subterranean cavern. You cannot see into it, but it's very deep.
And there's wiring?
That's wiring. Here's the interesting part.
Oh my god. What?
When we first caught this, on Mars, there was a bright red light right here. That's gone out since we caught it. I actually have a photo of the light.
What?
Yeah,
What do you think?
Bright red light.
What do you think the light was? Well, that almost implies that there's something there now.
Yeah. Let me show you something else.
So there are people at JPL who definitively think.
There you go.
Is that real?
That's real. That's 3 feet long and that big around. And it's got buttons.
So, yeah, it's got buttons and almost like maybe... Do you remember the old arcade games where you had the ball and you span it like that for making people run and move? Like one of those things.
On it and a rotating thing
that
there.
was taken on Mars.
That's laying on Mars, man.
And if you sent that to like a NASA photo instrumentation specialist, they wouldn't be able to debunk it.
What they do is they'd say, bullshit, that's not off of Mars. Well, I have the negative.
He's got the negative. Look at this. Man, and he's got the negative.
You have the negative.
Yeah. So they can say whatever the hell they want.
And you can back it up with these JPL guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Well.
So, I will send you that.
Somebody's from there. I don't know who it is.
Similar.
What on earth is going on here, man?
Mate.
How crazy is that?
It's bizarre.
So this is his conversation. I'm seeing...
Absolutely bizarre.
It's like a perception of a shadow of people. Very tall, thin. It's only a shadow. It's as if they were there and they're not there anymore. What? Oh, mate, that's like shadow people. It's like I get a lot of static on a line and everything. It's breaking up all the time. Very fragmentary pieces. Just report the raw data. Don't try to put things together. Just report the raw data. Mate, my God, that's what I'm saying. Tell me what you see. What is it you're seeing? Just tell me the raw footage. Mate, this is absolutely incredible. Deep inside of a cavern, not a cavern, more like a canyon. I'm looking up the sides of the steep wall that seem to go on forever, and there's like a structure with it. It's like the wall of canyon itself has been carved. Do the structures have insides and outsides? See pyramids. Can't tell if it's overlay or not because they're different. Okay, do these pyramids have insides or outsides? It's twice they've asked that question. Got both. They're huge. It's really it's an interesting perception I'm getting. I think that he's losing his ability to move accurately. Oh my God! But he is attracting to mate, this is mad. I'll leave that in the description below. Go and check out the full thing, mate. It's a really interesting read.
Yeah, that's wild.
Thank you so much for watching. What do you think? Do you think this remote viewing is real? Do you think it's just coincidence that he's managed to see these things? Did we come from Mars? Was it another complete civilization that nothing to do with us? Or is it a load of BS? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. And please remember to...
No, remote viewing is definitely real. It's definitely real. That's just what they call it. Everybody calls it something different, but...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you might want to put your parking brakes on because it looks like it's going down. The homie Trump is back. The homie Trudeau is also back. Say it ain't so. I wish I could say psych right now. I got a video that I want to share with you guys as well. And apparently we also have this video going around where people are booing Trump while being in the United States of America. And Trump responds to that. I want to show you guys that clip. And apparently we also have CNN fake news. We also had the Canadian Brock Lesnar yesterday. We also got Zelensky, the homie Zelensky, homie Trump. They have squashed the beef. They did a DocuSign deal, and they told the reporters it ain't that deep, bro. So let's actually get down to it. First of all, I want to show you guys this clip. If you're new here, you do not have to like the video. You do not have to subscribe. None of that, brothers. None of that. Roll it.
The most insane trade war has officially begun because Canada, Mexico, and China are pissed and have now all announced their own plans on how to retaliate against Trump's tariffs.
Okay.
So what the hell is going on? Well, you see, yesterday Trump's promised 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and 10% on China officially kicked in.
Bruh.
What that means is that any goods sent from these countries to the United States will now cost companies 25% more, or 10% in China's case. So for example, if a Canadian business sent a car to the US that cost $50,000, today US companies will pay a $12,500 tariff at the border. So the price of your once $50,000 car is now actually $62,500. Why would Trump purposefully make things more expensive for Americans?
Yeah.
Well, two main reasons. The first is more of a longer-term, unguaranteed benefit. But it would be to change consumer habits to buy more American-made products and incentivize more
if it's Boeing, I ain't going, man. If it's Boeing, I'm not going. If it's Boeing, I'm not going. If
consumer
it's
habits
Boeing,
to
I'm
buy
not
more
going. If it's Boeing, I'm not going.
American-made products and incentivize more international companies to manufacture in the U.S.
Yeah.
In theory, that means a stronger U.S. economy, more stable jobs, and less dependence on foreign countries. The second reason for imposing these tariffs would be to use them as a tool to pressure Canada, Mexico, and China into doing what Trump wants. Some of these things that he's publicly mentioned include renegotiating trade deals, stopping illegal immigration, and the flow of fentanyl. There's also the far-fetched idea of Canada becoming a state of America. But here's where things get interesting, because instead of just doing what Trump wants, Canada has clapped back with a 25% tariff of their own, and Mexico said they're doing the same but haven't announced the percentage yet.
Yeah, they may do 50% though. Yo, that is crazy. Y'all boys and girls gotta stop the homie, man. Y'all boys and girls gotta tell the homie Trump to not put tariffs. Do not put tariffs, man. Our maple dollar is declining.
Let me tell y'all, that nigga is working on his own. He is not asking us what to do, and that nigga is doing his own thing. We can't tell that nigga nothing. You hear me? Americans are as blind as you. Every time he comes out to the walk around to speech time, we don't know what the fuck this nigga about to say and do. He just hits you with it. And we here just to watch it. This fucking clown show. Some of the shit, I can't say everything he do is bad because he wouldn't be in the position he's in. He's doing some good shit, but you can't just do some good shit and do a whole lot of bad shit and be like, oh, well, that's okay because I'm doing... No, nigga. But hey, what do I know, you know? I'm just a nigga, I guess. Fuck it. Roll the clips.
And I did a video yesterday, right, which is up on the channel. You guys can check it out. It's literally my last video about the patch notes and the DLC updates that are happening in the United States of America, baby, and also in Canada, China, right? And we had this Ontario dude, Ontario premier, right, looking like Brock Lesnar out here, and this guy went bozo. I'm in Canada, and I didn't know the stuff that he said, though. I was shocked. He said that he's gonna cut the power in some of the United States cities though, including New York, if the homie Trump do not stop. So yeah, I was like, bro, so I thought we only had the maple syrup. I mean, we had more than just the maple syrup.
That nigga said I thought we only had the maple syrup.
But I did not know about the electricity and the stuff that he said. Crazy video. I'll link you, all right? I'll link you in the pinned comments, all right? But wait for it. I gotta show you guys this clip, that clip, this clip, that clip. Roll it.
China reacted a little differently by preparing to file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization. So why is Trump not backing down? Just listen to this. In 2023, Canada sent 76% of all of their exports to the United States. That accounts for roughly 19% of their entire GDP. In 2024, Mexico sent 78% of all of their exports to the United States. That makes up 37% of their entire GDP.
Damn.
But for America, their exports to both countries combined only make up roughly 2.7% of their entire GDP. So simply put, even if they do retaliate, getting into a tariff war with the United States would hit Canada and Mexico much harder. Trump knows this, and he's using it.
Yeah, okay, so I want to show you guys this clip here. So he got booed, I believe, by Democrats. That's what it says. 30 seconds into Trump's speech, Democrats booed and distrusted it, causing them to be removed from the chamber. So he said peace out, or he said them to peace out. Okay, roll it.
And one counties in our country, 2,700 to 525. on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican.
Yeah, damn, he told them to peace out. So that happened live, actually. Crazy. Now let's actually get down to this, because apparently Trump and Zelensky said that they're squashing the beef. They are squashing the beef. Yeah, they squashed the beef, and they did a DocuSign deal. They told the reporters to go pound sand, that it ain't that deep, bro. It ain't that deep, bro. So now all is good in the hood, allegedly. Roll it.
U.S. and Ukraine to sign mineral. Wow. Okay, there it is. Let me just look at it real quick, and I'll read it. I'd like to reiterate Ukraine's commitment to peace. None of us really want an endless war. Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. No one wants peace more than Ukrainians. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. And we are ready to work fast to end the war. The first stages could be the release of the prisoners and a truce in the sky, ban on missiles, long-range drones, and bombs on energy and other civilian infrastructure, and a truce in the sea immediately, if Russia will do the same. And then we want to move very fast through all the next stages and work with the U.S. to agree to a strong final deal. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence, and we
there you go, JD Vance. The homie JD Vance was like, hey, you need to be grateful. You need to say sorry, grateful, thank you, and all that. I guess he's saying a whole lot of that right now. Yeah, they told the reporters, bro, it ain't that deep, bro. It ain't that deep, bro. It ain't that deep. I like that. I like that. I like that. I hope for peace everywhere, man. Peace everywhere. Absolutely. Like, damn, man. Like, defunding, rocket launchers, bazookas, you know, all that, man. Yeah, like, bro, damn, man. Damn, bro. Instead of, like, funding all that, bro, give everybody $1 billion tax-free. You know, doesn't that sound like a nice deal, guys? I think that sounds like a very good deal. Tax-free, right? Always remember, folks, always demand your rights. We demand our rights! We demand our rights! We demand our rights! Tax-free. Always say tax-free, because, man, listen, bro. Because even if they give Canadians $1 billion, which, let's be real, they're not gonna. But even if they were to, the Canadian government is gonna take easy 53%, bro. 53%! Yeah, 53%. So you keep less. It's wild out here, bro. Somebody save us, man. Damn, man. I'm gonna actually get down to the homie Trudeau in a second too, but
remember the moment when things changed, when President Trump provided Ukraine with javelins. We are grateful for this. He's using the word. Our meeting in Washington at the White House on Friday did not go the way it was supposed to be. It is regrettable that it happened this way. It is time to make things right. We would like future cooperation and communication to be constructive. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it anytime in any convenient format. We see this.
Do a DocuSign. I think Trump is gonna be like, let's do a DocuSign.
This agreement is a step towards greater security and solid security guarantees, and I truly hope it will work effectively, gentlemen. There it is. What changed? Nothing. I bet crash outs like what happened at the Oval Office happen on a daily basis. I do. I bet privately they have crash outs like that.
Yeah, 100%.
All the fucking
100%. I believe generally all over the world, bro. Like, these niggas always beefing though. That son of a what the hell? Bibi Netanyahu, he's a bad guy. He's a bad effing guy. New Woodward. Who said that? New Woodward book reveals candid behind-the-scenes conversation of Biden and Nathan. Okay, got it, boss, got it. But let's get down to the real conversation, okay? Let's get down to it, guys. Apparently the homie Trudeau is back. Roll it.
The United States launched a trade war against Canada. Their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia, appeasing Vladimir Putin, a lying, murderous dictator.
Pause, brother. Pause. Dictator. Pause. Yeah, she laughing, bro. It seems like that she's gonna laugh at any minute because she knows good message or decent message, but wrong messenger though. Wrong messenger though. But guys, what else can we do, man? We gotta realize, yo, if the homie Trump was not tariffing us, bro, because the homie Trump is tariffing us, bro, this is the best we got, guys. This is the best we got, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta roll with the punches, you know what I'm saying, guys? Come on, man. This is what I'm saying, man. If you're in the US, bro, tell the homie Trump to not put tariffs on Canada, bro. Like, it seems like she's gonna laugh any minute. The whole, yeah, bro, we gotta.
Trump don't
we gotta
give
get down
a
with the
fuck
homie
about
Trudeau, bro.
nobody's
Sadly.
opinion. I'm telling you.
Let's
Canadians
Canada
are reasonable,
again.
and we are polite.
Only the people in his ear.
We will not
That's
back
it.
down from a fight. Not when our country and the well-being of everyone in it is at stake. At the moment, the U.S. tariffs came into effect in the early hours of this morning.
Yeah.
And so did the Canadian response.
Uh-oh. Sadly, guys, I gotta be with the homie Trudeau, though. Yeah, I'm in Canada, man. I gotta be for my country here. I'm being for my country here, bro. I gotta be,
As you
sadly,
should.
I gotta be with the homie Trudeau because this is the best we got, guys. This is the best we got, okay?
Let me tell you, though.
So,
When
don't
my
be
head
a
speaks,
patriot,
we
okay?
not with that nigga, though.
This is the best we got, man. This is the best we got.
not with that nigga.
You know, a desperate...
Every time Trump and them people come on them presidential stages and be talking for America, we not with that nigga. We not with him. So are you with that nigga? We not. It's not the same over here. I'm trying to tell you.
Times desperate measures. It's one of those things.
Good.
Canada will be implementing.
I thought he resigned, though, truthfully. But Canada will be implementing what? Okay, let's roll it.
And so
For
did
real.
the Canadian response. Canada will be implementing 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. Starting with tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods immediately, and tariffs on the remaining $125 billion of American products in 21 days' time.
Canada!
These motherfuckers are in it together. They both are just, and we the only ones feeling the effect. Hey, you know what I mean? They really doing this shit. They're really doing this shit in front of us, and they're acting like they're beefing, and this is their. I swear to. That's crazy. Oh, we're gonna raise it, and he raises it, and we're gonna raise it, and the only people that are getting affected are the people. The government ain't fucking feeling no effects. What the fuck?
Encore aujourd'hui, on se voit forcé d'imposer des droits de douane de 25% sur
25%, fais 50%, mon gars. Fais 50%. Ah ouais, asti, calice, là. J'ai pété dans la calice, là. Tabarnak, des asti, des calices, des... M'en bats les couilles, là. Et là, oh là. Okay, let's get it.
$155 billion.
Okay, we're gonna skip it.
worth
We're gonna skip this part because he's saying almost the same thing, but in Francais, and she cannot even translate, bro. What the hell, bro? Yeah, did Trump really put that many tariffs that now we gotta... now we cannot even get, like, translators? What happening, man?
We are in active and ongoing discussions with provinces and territories to pursue several non-tariff measures. Measures which will demonstrate that there are no winners in a trade war.
Facts. He said, yeah, facts.
Now, just like I did a month ago, I want to speak first directly to the American people. We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But
What
your
a performance
has chosen to do this to you.
What a performance.
As of this morning, markets are down.
We
And
don't want
inflation
this.
is set to
This
rise
is not in
dramatically
our best
all across your country.
Damn.
Your government has chosen.
Yeah, bro, like, market did crash, though. So, yeah, I feel like that, generally speaking, everybody's gonna lose. But, like we saw this clip, if all this true, in the long run, I guess if Trump keeps on this, in the long run, I think America will be fine. But inflation is gonna rise regardless, bro. Like, I think that inflation is gonna stay. But I guess eventually, maybe you guys would start to get to be paid more. I'm just assuming. But in the short run, absolutely everybody's gonna get annihilated on both sides: Canada, U.S., and Mexico. Some to a certain degree, China as well, but it's only 10% for them, so no biggie. And China's a powerhouse though, so.
To put American jobs at risk, at the thousands of workplaces that succeed because of materials from Canada or because of consumers in Canada, or both.
She better
They've
laugh.
chosen to raise costs for American consumers on everyday essential items like groceries and gas, on major purchases like cars and homes, and everything in between. They've chosen to harm American national security, impeding access to the abundant critical minerals, energy, building materials, and fertilizers that we have and that the United States needs to grow and prosper. They've chosen to launch a trade war that will, first and foremost, harm American families. They've chosen to sabotage their own agenda that was supposed to usher in a new golden age for the United States. And they've chosen to undermine the incredible work we've done together to tackle the scourge that is fentanyl, a drug that must be wiped from the face of the earth. So on that point, let me be crystal clear. There is absolutely no justification or need whatsoever for these tariffs today. Now, the legal pretext your government is using to bring in these tariffs is that Canada is apparently unwilling to help in the fight against illegal fentanyl. Well, that is totally false.
Yeah, in other words, that's totally bollocks, is what he's trying to say right now.
Let's look at the facts.
Yeah, here
Our
we go.
border is already safe and secure. Far less than 1% of fentanyl flows and less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States comes from Canada. But we acted because we know we can always do better. We responded to concerns, including from the president.
Good message, but wrong messenger again. We can always do better. Yeah. Lower the taxes, bro. Like, D.T.A.S is like increased, bro. The capital gain tax usually is 50%, which is high. Now it is 66%. Yeah, bro. Like, I'm about to cry, bro. I'm about to cry, bro. Like, damn, man. Damn, bro. Like, I'm about to cry, bro.
By implementing an ambitious $1.3 billion border plan. A border plan that includes generational investments in new AI and imaging tools to stop the...
Don't even talk about investments, bro. Like, 66% on capital gain, bro. Like, get mama with that, bro. Like, damn, man.
Flow of fentanyl in its tracks, stronger coordination and information sharing with American agencies, along with the deployment of drones, helicopters, and additional personnel to keep our border secure. Now, a month ago, as part of an agreement with the United States that paused the tariffs, we made further commitments.
Yeah.
We appointed Kevin Brasseau as our fentanyl czar, a man who dedicated his multi-decade career in law enforcement to combating organized crime networks and drug trafficking. We designated 7 drug cartels, sick, evil groups who cynically profit off the pain and suffering of people on both sides of the border, as the terrorist organizations that they are. And just yesterday, we launched a new joint operations partnership supported by a $200 million investment between Canada's security and law enforcement agencies, a partnership that will enhance the coordination of information and intelligence in order to thwart criminal gangs involved in the illegal fentanyl trade. And critically, our actions are working. As the U.S. Customs and Border Protection just acknowledged, there was a 97% drop in fentanyl seizures from January compared to December.
Oh, that's good.
To a near zero low of less than half an ounce seized in January.
Jamie, pull that up. Is that true? Because if that's true, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, man, like, these patch notes are hella crazy, bro.
Even with all the further enforcements and actions we've taken at the borders. In sum, we stepped up. We engaged closely and constructively with the president and his administration. We did everything we promised. We stuck to our word. And we did it because we believe in working together to protect our citizens.
Oh, yeah?
Now I want to speak directly to one specific American. Donald. In the over 8 years you and I have worked together, we've done big things. We signed a historic deal that has created record jobs and growth in both of our countries. We've done big things together on the world stage, as Canada and the U.S. have done together for decades, for generations. And now we should be working together to ensure even greater prosperity for North Americans in a very uncertain and challenging world.
Good message, wrong messenger, but absolutely, bro. Like, as a Canadian, bro, like, I gotta side with the homie Trudeau right now. Yeah, desperate times Desperate times, desperate measures, man. I gotta side with the homie Trudeau. I gotta side with the homie Trudeau, man. 66% capital gains. You suckers out of your goddamn mind, bro. Oh man, I'm about to cry with that. But I gotta side with the homie Trudeau because desperate times, guys, desperate measures. So here we go, boys. Sadly.
Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal. But Donald, they point out that even though you're a very smart guy,
Donald.
This is a very dumb thing to do.
Donald, he said.
We two friends fighting is...
She laughing. She laughing. She laughing, bro. She laughing, bro.
Laughing at
that
us.
is sad, bro. Damn. That is sad. That is sad. Nobody taking the homie Trudeau seriously, bro. Like, damn. And that's a good... powerful, right? Yes, some of the things that he's saying a good message but wrong messenger, but she really just displayed wrong messenger. At least he's trying to be serious about it. Like, kudos to this dude. Shout out to him. He's trying to be serious. He like, you know what I'm saying? But she laughing. She laughing. I like that. I like her. She laughing though.
Is exactly what our opponents around the world want to see. And now, to my fellow Canadians. I won't sugarcoat it. This is going to be tough, even though we're all going to pull together, because that's what we do.
It's been tough. It's been tough for ages, brother. 66% capital gain tax. Capital gain taxes. 66%. You crazy? You crazy? It's been tough. Rents are climbing through the roof. People are struggling out here, dog. Yo, bro, like people with pets, they are struggling to put food on the table for them and put food for their dogs, for their cats, bruh. Yo, only in Canada, bro. Only in Canada. You cannot have pets. I mean, people do, but I mean, to say like generally speaking, yeah, it's highly advised that if you're not doing too well, don't have a pet. Because you and the pet, both of them not gonna do too well. Yeah, it's bad out here. This is why I'm using this example. It's really bad. Fortunately,
you gotta feed them boys.
God bless, I'm in a fortunate position. But again, guys, 66% capital taxes, bro. So, I'm not. I am in a good place, but still, I'm not. Because taxes are crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, it's insane, bro. Canada, I love everything about Canada. The only thing I hate is Canada discourages you. Seriously, it discourages you from making money. It's insane, bro. It is insane, man. Yeah, so if you want to have like an apartment for 4.5, that's how we say here, 4.5, easy $1,500. Easy. Here in Montreal. Now in Vancouver, Toronto, it's even more. I heard numbers like $3,000. Right?
That's
I know New
nothing.
York is probably expensive too, but I mean, bro, like
out here a house? Well, you said an apartment. You said an apartment for $3,000. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's normal though. What the fuck? No, that's like downtown. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
we're talking Canada, bro.
That's
like,
not
Canada
a lot though. I
shouldn't
thought
be
they was
that
paying
high.
like $5,000 or something.
And it's all relative to also how much money you're earning through your job too.
But
so it's
minimum
that too. Of course, in New York, you're gonna make more money
that's pretty crazy.
versus
Minimum out here you can get one for like
but,
$7.
yeah, the pay ain't even that good, right? Like my bro, it's sad. It's sad. My
mean,
sister's
you
a
can get lower
nurse
than that,
and
but
she's in a good position.
Average,
around
like
4K after taxes she makes per month.
$700.
And imagine if you're in Vancouver, $3,000 apartment and $4,000 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
3,000's gone just like that, bro. Like damn. After that grocery, forget about that. Mobile plan, internet, gas, car insurance, parking. What we talking, bro? Yeah, man, like it's bad out here. Just to give you the perspective, it really is bad out here.
We will use every tool at our disposal so Canadian workers and businesses can weather this storm. From expanding EI benefits and making them more flexible to providing direct supports to businesses, we will be there as needed to help.
He said sight.
But Canada, make no mistake, no
Allegedly.
matter how long this lasts, no matter what the cost, the federal government and other orders of government will be there for you. We will defend Canadian jobs. We will take measures to prevent predatory behavior that threatens Canadian companies because of the impacts of this trade war, leaving them open to takeovers. We will relentlessly fight to protect our economy We will stand up for Canadians every single second of every single day because this country is worth fighting for. Les derniers mois?
She laughing, bro. Yo,
bullshit.
they know, bro. Of course they know. Of course they know. They're lying, brothers. They're lying, bro.
Because this country is worth fighting for. Les derniers mois ont été stressants. Et honnêtement,
Very stressant, brother. Very stressant. But guys, check out this video on the screen. I'm not sure. Did you see this video? Check it out because they actually caught this creature
That's crazy,
live
bro.
on camera, brother.
The fuck? Is that a plane that wasn't moving?
Before starting the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'll appreciate that a lot. This first UFO video is possibly from Brazil, where someone recorded this saucer-shaped UFO moving. At the start, it looks pretty authentic and real, but after a moment, it did something that questions its authenticity. However, it could still be very real footage.
This nigga always posting some CGI shit. What the fuck is this?
两边都有，我在后面，我真的不懂这些红红的是什么好像有。
Well, at first it looked quite blurry, just moving in one direction. But after a while, it became too clear to be true. Like always, we cannot believe clear footage. But until someone tests this footage using various methods, we cannot say for sure if it's real or fake. We captured something real like that before, but nothing happened even after that. Share your thoughts about this footage. Next, somewhere in the mountains, while hiking, a person saw a very strange bright light in broad daylight. The light looked like some kind of portal or gate that was glowing very brightly. Well, I think we cannot tell exactly what that is because natural phenomena like that don't happen. And when people see something like this, even in front of them, it always becomes unexplainable. But based on our knowledge, it could be some extraterrestrial event, like an opening portal or some kind of glitch in the world. If you have any explanation for this clip, then share it in the comments. Have a look at this next footage. This looks like unbelievably clear multiple red glowing orbs. Well, this footage is probably from Rajasthan, India, posted on March 2nd, 2025. These strange light balls resemble the UFO orbs we often see in the sky, but seeing them on the ground is a 1 in a million occurrence. The footage is so clear that it creates doubt, just like always. So, it could be real or fake. If you think it's real or fake, let me know in the comments. This next video is probably from Italy, shared in 2020, where someone spotted this unbelievable demon-like creature with wings like a bat, climbing a church. In some frames, the creature looks like a humanoid bat or a demonic entity.
No entiendo. ¿Qué es eso? Nunca había visto eso. Se está subiendo. Suave, que no me la pierda de vista. Nunca había visto eso.
Fake too.
¿Qué es esto? Pero, qué raro. Se fue.
Well, the video is hard to believe and could be fake too. I included this because a lot of people have reported seeing similar creatures in the past, so anything is possible. But you guys tell me, do you think this one is fake or real? Because whoever shared this footage, if it's fake, did a very decent job. At the very least, we had fun watching it. This next clip is from Malaysia, possibly recorded in 2022 or 2023. In the middle of traffic near Surian Tower, people witnessed something unexplainable that made them stop their vehicles. They recorded a dead bird that was just levitating or hovering above the road. A truck came and tried to get it down, but they were unable to reach the bird.
The jam also continues towards Parai, and traffic is slow moving elsewhere on the M2 from the National Zoo and Pandan Indah towards Ampang, on the NKBE from Bukit Lanjan towards Charlam, on Federal Highway from Ampang towards Smith Valley, on the Basraya from Halak Jaya towards Kampung Malaysia, on Kampung Abdul Halim from the National Palace towards India, in Johor on Jalan Kota Tinggi from Ikea Seberang and from Ulu Tiram towards Gladap, and on the Pasir Gudang Highway from Johor Jaya towards Seberang.
Well, this phenomenon has happened from time to time in many places, and people call it a glitch in the matrix. The difference in this exact video is that the bird is probably not even alive. It appears to be flying or levitating, which is truly unexplainable. But this hasn't only happened with birds, it has happened with many other things as well. Like in this next video, where someone captured footage while driving on the road. They saw a plane, but the strange part was that the plane was not moving at all. Well, this is one of the most famous phenomena where people always say it's a glitch in the matrix. And personally, I have no doubt because this phenomenon is real. Believe it or not, I saw this phenomenon with my own eyes for a whole 8 minutes, where the plane was not moving at all. And as you know, it's not actually possible for a plane to hover in the same place. But if you want to know my full story, how I saw the plane and what exactly happened, then tell me in the comments. The more you comment, the sooner I'll make a video with proper visuals. Up
crazy.
next, you cannot say this footage of our classic saucer-shaped UFO is fake. Well, just look at how close that object is flying. We can even see the reflection of the sun, which makes this footage seem authentic. The UFO is flying as if it's part of its daily routine, directly near humans in broad daylight. Do you think this is real? Drop a comment. Before moving on, I'm thinking about adding more content to this channel, like natural disasters, big crashes, and other unexplained phenomena, while still keeping UFO videos as a major part. Because with only UFO videos, reaching a wider audience is extremely hard. The videos get very minimal views and then get stuck. But covering more topics will break that barrier. And I want your support. Tell me in the comments if you like my idea, because you guys are my core audience, and I don't want to lose you. I'm always grateful to have you here. Up next, this footage is possibly from Indonesia or the USA, where on a foggy morning, some people captured this really long and strange object flying slowly forward without any sound, just like UFOs.
Look, bud. Look at the sun. What's that? That.
Where's Logan?
Sleep on.
When is he gonna wake up?
I don't know. No idea. Look, bud. Look at the sun. What's that?
That. Where's Logan?
Sleep on.
When is he gonna wake up?
I don't know.
Damn.
Well, this looks identical to a cigar-shaped UFO, but this one is very long. It could be some kind of balloon too, but we don't have a clear enough shot to explain that. Otherwise, all factors point to it being an unidentified craft, as it had no sound and no propulsion system. If you have any idea what it could be, then tell me in the comments. Up next, some people caught a UFO orb that was spreading its light waves in a very unusual way. It could be a camera effect, but the orb was acting very aggressively, moving at a high speed forward and then coming back again.
That's real.
Well, if I
See the
ever saw
clouds?
something in the
That's
sky that
crazy.
was unknown and traveling like that, I don't think I would ever forget that experience. Although, I have seen a UFO myself, which I possibly
crazy.
summoned. If you want to know what I'm talking about, I already made a video about my own UFO experience with real footage, which you can check out in the end screen. So that's all for this video. Don't forget to
There's this theory that claims that there are people that walk on our earth in this generation who carry a divine bloodline to rule the entire world. There's this thing called the Sumerian Kings List, which has a record of all the different kings that ruled the ancient Sumeria and all the bloodlines of the families that have inherited something known as the divine blood. And in other words, it's the Nephilim that are mentioned in the Bible that have been ruling this world before we humans did. And these kings were literally seen as gods on the earth. And anyone that lives today that are linked to this ancient list, where these 13 families are supposed to be a direct descendants of these Nephilims or the ancient gods. And currently there are 13 families who hold this unnatural superpowers in our world in this current generation. And they are said to have been inherited from the bloodline of the Nephilims. And they possess unnatural power in politics, banking systems, media, and they shape the entire world from the shadows. And all while they're preserving their divine bloodlines. And it seems like this divine bloodline is being carried on by some divine beings in the ancient civilization named the Nephilims. Now, the Bible already states that Nephilims are known to be the giants that were created by the fallen angels who slept with human women, and they bore children who were half angels and half humans. So they apparently possessed many different kinds of supernatural intelligence about life and this planet Earth. And there's this book named Illuminati Bloodline, which was written by Fritz Springmeier. And inside this book, we have 13 families that seems to have carrying the divine bloodlines of the ancient civilization called the Nephilims. And according to the theory, some people say that they are the organization called the Illuminati, the ones that work in the shadows and control the entire world according to the agenda that they want humankind to follow. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the 13 families who, according to the theory, seem to be having the bloodline of those known as the Nephilims. Now, starting off with the first family known as the Rothschild. Now, they are one of the most wealthiest families out there who have a net worth of over $2 trillion, and they have been building their wealth in banking and investment throughout the entire Europe. Now, the Rothschild family is said to be controlling almost everything that goes on related to investments, money, banking, Wall Streets, and basically how you use your money could possibly be controlled by these big giants. Now, the second family are the Rockefellers, who have a net worth of over $500 billion to $1 trillion. And they've made their fortune in the oil industry. And the Rockefellers also seem to be having a huge influence in terms of how the oil supplies work around the world. Now, the third family we have are the Astor, who specifically built their wealth using the real estate investments all over New York City. Now, the Astor family have a net worth of about $100 billion to $300 billion. And the next family is the Bundy family. Now, the Bundy family made their wealth in meat packing industry. They've been one of the leading families that produce massive.
Hold on, these niggas have
$100 billion.
What's their names?
They built their wealth using the world. Now, the third family we have dollar, and they.
Damn, I missed all the families. Hold on.
One of the most wealthiest families out there who have a net worth of over $2 trillion, and they have been building their wealth in banking and investment.
Who? I was not paying attention. My bad.
The bloodline of those known as the Niflheims. Now, starting off with the first family, known as the Rothschild. Now, they are one of the most wealthiest families out there who have a net worth of over $2 trillion, and they have been building their wealth in banking and investment throughout the entire Europe. Now, the Rothschild family is said to be controlling almost everything that goes on related to investments, money, banking, Wall Streets, and basically how you use your money could possibly be controlled by these big giants. Now, the second family are the Rockefellers, who have a net worth of over $500 billion to $1 trillion. And they've made their fortune in the oil industry. And the Rockefellers also seem to be having a huge influence in terms of how the oil supplies work around the world. Now, the third family we have are the Astor, who specifically built their wealth using the real estate investments all over New York City. Now, the Astor family have a net worth of about $100 billion to $300 billion. And the next family is the Bundy family. Now, the Bundy family made their wealth in meat packing industry. They've been one of the leading families that produce massive scale of meat throughout the entire Europe as well as America for many generations. Now, we don't exactly know the net worth of the Bundy family. They are said to be somewhere around in billions of dollars. Now, the fifth family we have are the Cullens, who are said to have a net worth of about $200 million to $2 billion. Now, the net worth, of course, depends on which specific Cullen family there is, because there has been various branches of the same Cullen family, one who is tied to the real estate and the other one is tied to the oil business. And they are one of the most wealthiest families out there. And the sixth family are the DuPont. Now, this family in particular, the DuPont family are very well known in order to producing pharmaceutical chemicals as well as chemicals that we usually use in the food industry. And they control everything that goes on in the chemical industry around the world. Now, the DuPont family's net worth is said to be around $14 billion, all from just manufacturing the chemical business. Also, it is said that the family also runs some sort of a secret business that we don't exactly know what those are. Now, the seventh family is called Freeman. Now, this family built their fortune through the retail and investment industries. And the Freemans are estimated to be around $2 billion in net worth, which primarily comes from the retail and business ventures. And the eighth family are the Kennedys. And the Kennedys are very well known throughout the world because they are known to be one of the most wealthiest families in the entire world. And the Kennedys basically built their wealth using the liquor business and real estate, and obviously all the political influence that they've been having for all of these generations. But the Kennedys are said to have a net worth of about $1.5 billion to $2 billion. Though it is also said that the Kennedys have their wealth which is being spread out among multiple different generations within their family. Now, the ninth one are the Lee family. Now, the Lee family are known to be the wealthiest family which originated from the lands and plantations that they inherited from their ancestors. And they are said to have about $200 to $500 million in net worth. And the Lee family makes their money based off the agricultural wealth, and the estimated net worth of the Lee family is said to be somewhere around $200 million to $500 million. And the 10th family are the Onassis. Now, the Onassis family are the ones that founded the shipping empire that amassed the significant wealth that the entire family has been building for generations. Now, the Onassis family is said to have a net worth of about $500 million to $1 billion. And the 11th family are the Reynolds, who are estimated to have $100 billion of net worth. Now, the Reynolds family are very well known when it comes to their tobacco business because they got all of their wealth built from the tobacco business by selling and manufacturing tobaccos that has been famous all across America, Europe, and the entire world. And the 12th family are the Russells. They are known to have an estimation of about $1 billion in net worth. Now, the Russell family are known to control the railroads and shipping business throughout the world. Now, the 13th family are the Van Dwins. Now, they have an estimated net worth of about $1 billion. And this is a family that's been controlling banking and finance system throughout the entire world for many generations. Now, amongst all the 13 families that we have seen so far, it seems like the Lee family are said to be one of the longest lasting families in our history. because some of the history says that the Li family come all the way from the Tang dynasty, and some of the latest research also proves that the Li family also existed during the Babylon period. And these families usually do this incest marriage because they think that they can preserve their bloodline by marrying their own brothers or sisters, because they believe that their bloodline might become impure if they marry another person from a completely different bloodline. And the reason why they do this is that these families are said to be believing that their family bloodline are supposed to be descendant of some sort of a divine being that existed many generations ago. And the Bible also talks about this in Genesis chapter 6 verse 4, where in the Bible it mentions that before we humans existed, there were also these giant creatures that existed. And these are the words of the Bible where it says that there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. The Bible specifically mentions about the giants who are also known as the Nephilims. The term giants is often translated from the Hebrew word Nephilim. So according to the ancient scriptures, are usually understood as these beings who are of greater size and strength, and sometimes they're also thought to be a hybrid of humans and angels that have been fallen from heaven. And these are the beings that were not created by God, but they were created by the fallen angels. So God considers these beings as an abomination that was committed on earth by these fallen angels. And if you go all the way back to 1400 BC, there's also a chapter in the Bible named Exodus, where Moses, who's the founding father of Jews, Muslims, and Christians and most of the religions around the world, he was leading the Israelites from being slaves in Egypt all the way to their promised land named Canaan. And when they reached Canaan, there's a civilization that already lives in this place. And the Bible also describes about this civilization. And in the Old Testament of Bible, in Numbers chapter 13 verse 33, you'll see this scripture which mentions on what the Israelites saw when they reached Canaan. And there we saw the giants, the son of Enoch, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight of grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. In this verse, it mentions that Moses sent out some of the Israelite spies to go ahead and take a look at the civilization that's already been living and ruling in Canaan. And when these spies returned back to Moses, they mentioned that they got to see this massive humans that lived in there, and they were very strong compared to any average humans, are known as the Nephilims or the giants, who were extremely powerful compared to us human beings. And back in those times, they were known to be some sort of a divine bloodline because they have a hybrid mixture of being half human and half angels. And one of those were the pharaohs of Egypt, who believed that he's a god himself, who believed that they need to marry their own daughters and sons and mothers and sisters in order to preserve their own bloodline. So they have been doing all sorts of incest marriage for all these generations. And it was not just the Egyptians and the pharaohs, it was also said to be the same with the Babylonian kings, the Sumerian kings, and also the Chinese dynasties. They all thought that they had some sort of a supernatural being's bloodline that makes them very special, and they believed that their bloodline is so special that they are the ones that are said to be ruling the entire world. And that's also something that's been happening for all of these years and generations to come. Now, if you look at the current generation, you will also see a family that claims that they are of the bloodline of Jesus Christ, who are none other than the elite European aristocracies known as the King Charles families, and they strongly believe that they possess some sort of a bloodline that's related to Jesus Christ himself, the all-time God, and they actually believe that this makes them very divine and special, and they're the ones that are born to rule the entire Europe. And if you actually take a look at all of these different elites that think that they are part of this elite bloodlines that are straight descendants of the Nephilims and giants, all of these elite families, I don't know for whatever reason, maybe it's just me, it seems like all of them look very different from an average human being. One is either they're extremely tall or their facial structures, it looks completely weird and different from any of us human beings. And one thing that all of these families have in common, that they are extremely intelligent. Some might even say that they are supernaturally intelligent in terms of knowing how to manipulate and control the entire world and dominate and govern using the money and power that they possess. Now, these elite families are also the ones that are known to have some sort of a supernatural wisdom, and they also carry out these satanic worships that is usually run between Hollywood and most of the famous leaders and people in power. They're always usually known to be rejecting God and worshiping Satan. Now, that of course doesn't mean that everybody in this family bloodline are going to be worshiping Satan. It's of course only exclusive, and those who currently possess extreme amount of wealth and power, and they've been ruling this entire underworld. Now, of course, these are all just conspiracy theories, and all of these theories are coming from the Fritz Springmeier's book. Now, there's also this crazy theory, and something that we usually do look at in our current generation. But as you know, United States is known to be one of the most powerful countries in the world, and they have one of the highest influence around the entire world in terms of social media, in terms of how business world works, in terms of how the dollar currency is known to be one of the main representative currencies, which is being used all over the world for trading. So it seems like most of these elite groups have been controlling somewhere around the United States. And you look at all the 33 presidents of the United States, the people who have been in power for all of these generations, all of them are part of these 13 elite families that we have just listed in this video. Because first off, if you take a look at the Clintons, who have already been in the power of presidents, they're said to be directly related to the Ford family. And the Ford family are related to the Bush family. And the Bush family is related to another elite family known as the Cheney, that they possess some sort of a divine bloodline. And guess who the Cheney family is related to? Well, that's none other than Barack Obama himself. So this theory is actually so freaking crazy because right now it seems like Donald Trump becoming a president kind of just broke this entire chain, and the world is moving in a completely different direction that they never wanted it to run this way. So it seems like future is definitely going to tell us on what crazy stuff is going to be happening. Maybe it's time that we will finally get to know who the Antichrist is in the coming days, because all the prophecies have been coming true, and I just can't wait to see what's going to happen in the future. Now, I would honestly love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. Take a few seconds, go ahead, leave your thoughts in the comments. I would love to read and reply to as many of you guys as I possibly can. If you guys want to stay updated with more content like these,
well, ladies and gentlemen, you might want to put your parking brakes on right now, man. Don't wait. Hide your kids, hide your wives while you're at it, because today we got some Call of Duty gameplay happening in real life, and apparently one of these homies actually prestige while he was in combat in real life. If you're new here, you do not have to like the video, you do not have to subscribe, none of that, but feel free to share. Shout out to the homie Jeremiah. Roll it.
On April 17th, 2017, a task force of U.S. Army Rangers were caught in one of the deadliest ambushes of the War on Terror. The Rangers were making their way through a small town in Afghanistan when they were ambushed by a massive force of Taliban fighters who had taken up positions in several different buildings on all sides of the Rangers' positions. The Rangers were now taking fire from all directions and from elevated positions. But thankfully, the Rangers weren't alone for long. 2 F-16s and an AC-130 gunship were already in the air nearby and immediately responded to the Rangers' calls for help. The AC-130 gunship and both of the F-16s completely emptied all of their weapons, leveling multiple buildings inside the town and killing numerous Taliban fighters. But the Rangers on the ground were still outmanned, outgunned, and running out of time. So the 2 F-16s and the AC-130 gunship quickly made their way back to base to get rearmed and refueled so they could make their way back out to help the Rangers. Luckily for the Rangers, at a nearby base, 2 F-16 pilots, Craig Andrel and Adam Furman, were ready to come to their rescue.
Yo, he looks like Mr. Bellin out here, bro. He looks like Mr. Bellin. What the hell?
2 pilots had been closely listening to the situation over the radio, anticipating that they might need to get involved as well. And when they heard that the AC-130 gunship had completely emptied all of its weapons, which is almost unheard of, they knew it was their time to get involved.
You're telling me that they fired so much that they emptied the entire AC-130? Oh, shit. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Moving. F-16
in Call of Duty, you get that by getting 25 kills, bro.
Are equipped with a high-tech they knew it was their time to get moving. F-16s are equipped with a high-tech communication system that directly links with the JTACs on the ground with the Rangers. And the JTACs can send essentially text messages to the pilot letting him know exactly which targets they need hit. And while they were on their way to the Rangers' position, Andrel and his F-16 received a message from one of the JTACs on the ground.
Imagine text messaging your homie in combat. Hey man, like, you know, that I'm sending you a Google Map waypoint. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, that one. Light it up. Light it up. Light it up, bruh. Like
calling for the F-16's biggest bomb, a 2,000-pound JDAM, to flatten a multi-story building full of Taliban fighters. Normally, a pilot dropping bombs wants to see their target before releasing their weapons, both to confirm they have the right target and to be aware of what not to hit nearby. Just to confirm that the JTAC and the pilot are talking about the same target. The last thing you want to do is drop a 2,000-pound JDAM on the wrong building. But in this specific situation, the Rangers were getting absolutely hammered from the target building, and Andrel didn't have time to do one pass-by to make sure he was on the right target. So he just trusted the JTAC on the ground and dropped the bomb as soon as he went over the target. And within 8 minutes...
Oh man, so this is like, okay, bro, here, bro, I looked twice before dropping like my 2-pound dumbbell, bro. Guys, I don't do 2 pounds dumbbell. I got like 25 pounds. Okay, maybe that is also rookie numbers to some of you out there, and that's fine, man. I'm learning, man. I'm learning. I'm growing, man. I'm growing. I'm working, man. I'm working. Okay, but bro, like, you're gonna drop 2,000 pounds, bro. Like, double check, man. Double check, homie.
Minutes of taking off from the runway back at base, he had dropped his first JDAM on the target.
Time. About 15 seconds to impact.
15 seconds?
Oh shit. The rounds are hitting right in front of us.
Oh my god.
And immediately he heard over the radio, "Good hits, good hits." The target building was completely flattened along with all the terrorists hiding inside. And from that point on, the F-16s just kept doing pass after pass after pass, dropping everything they had on the Taliban forces. Within minutes of arriving on target, both F-16s had dropped all of their bombs and were left with only their 20mm Vulcan cannon.
Oh my god, he prestige. I'm sure he must have prestige. And unlock Tiger stripe camo. That
Which they used to strafe targets over and over and over again until their fuel began to run low. While on these types of missions, the F-16s refueled one at a time, one sprinting away to gas up from a nearby tanker, while the second stayed overhead to protect the Rangers. They decided that Andrel would be the first to peel off and go refuel at a nearby tanker. But while he was approaching the tanker, a thought occurred to him. Even with more gas, he'd have no more bombs to drop. But the spare F-16 back at base was fully loaded. So he quickly radioed back to base to make sure the spare jet was available. Thankfully, it was available and fully loaded. The spare F-16 back at base wasn't just any old F-16. It was the unit's flagship jet with a tiger stripe paint job. It represented the squadron and was parked in...
Yeah, I was reading comments before I checked, and yeah, people were saying the homie prestige unlocked that red tiger stripe camo. Okay, that's what the comments were talking about. Yeah, homeboy just prestige and unlocked that tiger stripe camo, bro.
The first position on the flight line. The jet was assigned to the unit's crew chief and was mostly set aside for VIP tours and was always the cleanest, nicest of the jets on base. But today, this F-16 was going to be put through the ringer. After landing, Andrel quickly switched over to the other F-16, and everyone rushed as fast as they could to get through all the safety checks before he could take off. On a normal day, a pilot who lands an F-16 might be ready to climb down from the cockpit 20 minutes after touching down, while those heading out to fly generally step to the jet an hour before taking off. From touchdown to wheels up, Andrel was on the ground at Bagram Base for just 39 minutes. As Andrel approached the target with his new fully loaded tiger striped F-16, he received another message from the JTAC on the ground. This one was very similar to the first. The Taliban had dug in tight to another large building, and they wanted the 2,000-pound JDAM once again. And once again, without actually seeing the target for himself, Andrel dropped the bomb on his first pass over the building.
Oh, wrong call, wrong call. It's coming down. Oh my god! Oh my god! That's a fucking bomb.
After dropping...
Yo, I can only imagine how loud that would have been in real life. You know, on YouTube video, it's like, okay, you know, but in real life, should have been crazy. That thing would have been crazy.
Being the 2,000-pound JDAM on the building, there were still a few Taliban fighters moving around within the rubble. So he passed by a second...
Oh, noob tube. Nah, man, come on, don't be noob tubing, man. Was this like pre-Modern Warfare 2 2009 patch or what? I mean, they never patched, actually, so yeah, there's that. Okay, so we got noob tubing happening. Come on, man.
Second time dropping a 500-pound JDAM on the same building. All was then finally quiet within the buildings of the town, but the Rangers were taking heavy fire from a nearby tree line. So the F-16s then dropped their remaining bombs on the tree line and started strafing with their 20mm cannons. Then suddenly the AC-130 gunship and the two F-16s from earlier returned to the target location, fully rearmed and refueled, relieving Androl and Furman. When all was said and done, an AC-130 gunship completely emptied all of its ammunition, two F-16s completely emptied all of its ammunition, Furman's F-16 completely emptied all of its ammunition, and Androl completely emptied two separate F-16s of all their ammunition. That...
So you're telling me there was no juice left? Pause.
Is an unfathomable amount of bombs being dropped on a single town. Needless to say, that was not a good day to be a Taliban fighter. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks.
I don't know if I enjoyed this video up there. Bro, crazy. But did you see this video here?
That's wild. Things be getting blown the fuck up.
That's weird. What the fuck is this in Little River, South Carolina?
Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it.
Before starting the video, please hit the like and subscribe button. I will be really grateful for that. This first clip of a UFO is really strange. This UAP sighting is from Germany, and someone recorded this pure matte gray-looking saucer-shaped UFO. But the catch is, sometimes it looks saucer-shaped, and sometimes it feels like it could be round. Have a look and tell me what you think. In the beginning, there was no doubt that it clearly looked like a saucer UFO, but as it moved, it appeared more round, creating an illusion. Also, the flying pattern was unusual. It wasn't moving straight like a typical UFO, but seemed to be descending. However, at the end, it suddenly flew up into the sky, which is classic UFO behavior. Let me know your thoughts on this footage. This next video is possibly from California, recorded in 2023. A person was in his backyard when he saw this very bright green light passing straight through the clouds, not showing any signs that it could be a meteor. Well, that thing was the brightest object I've seen in a while, because it was spreading its light intensely on the clouds. Also, if I'm not wrong, this cannot be a meteor, because it's moving straight, not falling toward the ground. But I could be wrong, so tell me what you think that is. This next video is from 2024, probably from New Jersey, where a person recorded one of the most amazing orb videos. A small blue glowing orb was acting strangely and moving very close to the person near the trees around his house.
This is crazy. My God, look at it. That's not a plane. That is wild. That's going way too fast. That's not...
Could be a drone.
What's up my camera?
Hey, brother.
Hmm?
You have like a number, a couple roaches?
That's all I got. Wow, I'm streaming.
Huh?
So I'm streaming. Here, take this.
Oh, okay. Oh, you haven't got any. I didn't realize. You couldn't hear me knocking?
Yeah, I heard you.
Oh.
I was about to pause it until you come in, but you just walked in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you. I heard you.
No, it's alright.
So I thought that I didn't know that you could hear me. I thought you might have been on the game or something. Definitely.
No.
But no, you're good. It's like, okay, so you did come and get it.
Say it again.
The what you call it? The glass. The pipe.
You gave it to me. I told you that.
I thought that I had it back. I thought I came back to get it.
I never gave it to you.
Thank you. Cause then I went, I think he was gone. I came to look for it. I'm like, oh, you must have took it with you.
Nah, I think I left it on the couch on accident.
Oh. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Back to the video. D.T.A.S.
I had to go run in and get my camera. Nobody was gonna believe me. What's with my camera? Look at this thing.
Well, the strangest part of these orbs is that no matter how close they get, we cannot see their actual structure, only a visible bright light. It feels like these orbs are just bright energy balls floating around, like ball lightning. But the only major difference is that they act like they have a mind of their own, making them one of the strangest flying objects. What do you think about this footage? What was that orb trying to do? Let me know in the comments. Up next, this is one of the most insane things I've seen in a while. This video is from South Carolina, where some people recorded this massive light mixing with the clouds, forming a huge structure like a tower. It looks like a mothership behind the clouds beaming something to the ground.
That's weird. What the fuck is this in Little River, South Carolina? They're moving. I'm out here doing DoorDash. Do you see that? I mean, I thought they might have been like towers or something, but do you see how they're moving in formation? Let me scroll out. That's fucking weird.
Well, things like this are happening in the world, and no one is talking about it. I don't know if this is real or fake, but to my eyes, it looks kind of real. Anything is possible, but by now, we should know that whenever something like this is recorded, the information gets suppressed by officials, just like they always do. And over time, we forget about it. But let me know, do you think this sighting is real? This next video is not just a normal UFO video. Someone found a strange piece of glass on the ground, And when he put that glass in front of his eyes, he saw something unbelievable.
Не знаю, как там видно, не видно, но на экране как бы ярко, плохо вижу, но вижу. Убираю стекло, хоп, хоп. Вот тебе, блядь, кусок стекла. Кусочек стекла, блядь. Пойду еще ближе подойду.
Well, as you saw, when he put that glass in front of his eyes, there was a flying saucer hovering above the building. But when he looked without the glass, he saw nothing. And if you remember, can become invisible on the ground was dropped already here. And we never get real? Next, if this video is real, it is one of the biggest pieces of evidence of alien life. According to sources, this video is from Area 51, dating back to the time of the Roswell incident. It is a possible autopsy of the alien found during the Roswell incident, leaked by an insider. Well, I don't know. From the eyes to the skin, everything about that video tells me it could be real. Otherwise, it's very weird. Why would anyone create a video like this with that level of detail? What could be their motive? I'm not just talking about this exact video, but also other leaked alien UFO videos where we see supposed aliens. Why would anyone go through the trouble of making such videos if they had nothing to gain from them? If you guys have any ideas, and if you think this video is real, tell me in the comments. Have a look at this next video. Then I'll explain everything to you. Well, for a very long time, people all over the world have been seeing this phenomenon. Some call it a glitch in the matrix, while others say it's an invisible city in the clouds. But the most popular explanation is the glitch theory, because there isn't just one piece of evidence. There are multiple sightings reported by people. If you have any explanation for this exact phenomenon, be sure to tell me in the comments. This next video is from somewhere in the USA, where a person recorded something that really reminded me of the Phoenix Lights incident. He captured something that looks like a massive craft with multiple blinking red lights and a UFO moving around it.
Figures you can't fucking see shit. That white light right there. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. Keeps going around in circles over here. It's like one light and then it turns into two lights. And then it just keeps going around in circles. You can't see it's two lights and then one light, but it's...
Well, the reason I said it could be a massive craft is that you can clearly see it forming a shape when the lights turn on. Imagining its full shape is hard because it looks really weird. But one thing is clear. This craft is huge. It could be bigger than two planes or even a small stadium. Let me know your thoughts on this. Next, this phenomenon has been happening in multiple places. The exact location of this one is unknown, where someone captured a round smoke formation that has still not been debunked. Well, there could be many possible explanations, like factory smoke, pollution, or even rocket exhaust. But the strangest part is that this smoke always appears out of nowhere and remains perfectly round. A lot of people believe it's caused by an anti-gravity craft. Well, anything is possible. So let me know if you have a solid theory.
Well, gang, it looks like we got another camping situation, everybody. You might want to put your poppers on a leash, because holy smokers, it ain't no danger. Because if you're new here, you do not have to like the video, you do not have to subscribe, none of that. We're gonna be jumping right into it right now. Just double check your doors. Yeah. Shout out to the homie Mystery Man. Roll it.
While camping, a couple decided to explore a remote mine shaft about 70 miles from town and took some photos. Upon reviewing the photos, they noticed what appears to be the silhouette of a cowboy standing atop a hill. The eerie figure has sparked debate among viewers. Some suggest it could be a trick of light and shadow, while others believe it might be something more mysterious.
That's the Undertaker, probably the Undertaker.
The image adds to the allure of abandoned mining sites,
Holy, right
which
here.
are often associated with legends and ghost stories. Could this be a long-lost spirit of the Old West, or just an eerie coincidence?
It's the Phenom, the Undertaker. It's the Phenom.
James, a YouTuber from the channel By the Curb, had a terrifying experience while camping in his van.
Oh, my
After
God.
a long day, he parked near a quiet park to sleep. At around 3:30 a.m., he suddenly heard footsteps outside.
YouTuber. Yes.
Uh-oh. You got this, brother.
You do anything for clout. No, just imagine this shit.
Just YOLO it. Oh, crap. He right up there. Habla English? Habla no English? Couldn't tell what
Looking
he was saying.
outside, he saw a man peering through his window, shouting and acting erratically.
Yeah, he's it's just like, you know how
He just-
some
he just
school
writes
kids, some middle school kids just like draw dicks on people's cars.
Bruh. Yeah, what the fuck? That's so fucking hot. Look at you just walked up and it drew on the nigga window in the middle of the night, bro. Hey, bro, that nigga's guts for that, bro. That's hilarious. I hope he ain't write no fucking curse.
Yeah, right. Or
curse on
draw
that
them,
nigga shit or
right?
something.
It's probably like he's doing the same thing.
That's
Looks like
funny,
he's,
though.
making some titties there. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like titties.
It'll be scary.
Yeah, like, bruh.
You don't get the fuck away from my...
Yeah, we gotta.
Ooh. Have to
You
pray
got a
to
bozo
Jesus.
out here.
Don't get away from my motherfucking car. Fuck around with you. Middle of the night, I'm trying to sleep. I might trip. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I be tripping because I just woke up. My brain foggy. I'm on things straight. That nigga speaking
Got
nonsense.
none of that.
It's coming back. Oh, he's cursed that nigga till that nigga have to come here or some shit.
Yeah, even the YouTube captions cannot tell what he's saying. I started turning that on, but it's just, yeah, you cannot tell what he's saying. But he angry.
That nigga's in there scared the whole time. This shit gotta be staged.
Oh crap, what's that? You cannot tell what he's saying, but you can obviously tell that he's mad, he's angry. Perhaps he had a fight with his wife or something, you know?
Stranger even wrote "I love you" on the van, raising concerns about his mental state.
That's what he
wanted to
did.
leave immediately, but had parked in a way that made driving out difficult. A mistake for any camper. After a tense standoff, the man eventually left, leaving James shaken, but unharmed.
Yeah, perhaps you've had a fight with his
On November
girl or
11,
something.
2008, a trail camera near an old homestead captured a chilling image. A semi-transparent figure with a hunched posture appeared in one frame. Just 13 seconds later, it vanished without a trace. The eerie timing on Veterans Day only deepened the mystery. The property, known as the Old Smith Place, had a tragic history. In the 1950s, a family living there lost their son to the Korean War. When people noticed the figure's posture resembled the statues at the Korean War Veterans Memorial, speculation ran wild. Could this be the spirit of a fallen soldier returning home?
Perhaps, you never know.
While camping in his van, this person witnessed something truly disturbing.
Motionless.
Two figures sat motionless in a car,
Niggas are
frozen in
hilarious.
unnerving poses for a full 10 minutes.
I feel like I've seen something like that a while back. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Men in black, women in black, men in black. I don't know, man. Aliens?
Their expressions were eerie, their movements stiff and unnatural, sending a chill down his spine.
Yo, he looked like...
Occasionally they twitched, only to snap back into their creepy stillness. What is going on here?
Yeah, they matched some descriptions of the aliens that we heard, right? Especially the ones that look very, very closer to us. They do match the description, and this guy kind of looks like Dr. Stephen
Bro.
Greer, though.
I ain't gonna lie. That would be some freaky ass shit. You see how she said, like, she like came back to our fuck, nah, bitch, no. You wanna see me go psycho? That's what you wanna see. Fuck that, nigga. She said, like she like had to go back to. Nah, bitch, nah. Something fucking wrong with you. You're not normal.
A little bit, huh? From the side.
A YouTuber from the Happy Hippie...
No, I gotta see that shit again. Oh, shit.
Closer to us. Yeah, they matched some description.
Truly disturbing.
Motionless.
Two figures sat motionless in a car,
I
frozen
thought it was-
in
I didn't know it was a
poses
video.
for a full 10 minutes.
I feel like I've seen something like that a while back. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Men in black, women in black, men in black. I don't
Like
know,
his
man.
jaw moved.
Their expressions were eerie, their movements stiff and unnatural.
Look at
sending
her.
a chill
Watch her.
down his spine.
Yo, he looked like...
Occasionally they twitched, only to snap back into their creepy stillness. What is going on here?
Yeah, they matched some descriptions
She
of the
said-
aliens that we heard, right? Especially
Like,
the ones
oh,
that
no,
look
nigga.
very, very
Nah, nigga.
closer to us.
Nah.
They do match the description, and this guy kind of
But
looks like
people
Dr.
do
Stephen
fucking
Greer, though,
stupid
a
shit
little
all the
bit, huh?
time,
From the
and
side.
they act
A
stupid.
YouTuber from the Happy Hippie Wild Living
That's a
channel
weird-ass
traveled
couple
to
if they do
Bynat
that.
Lodge, a remote shelter in Scotland. Expecting a peaceful day, he soon found himself in an unsettling situation. Inside, he found strange inscriptions on the walls
Like, nah.
and abandoned fishing rods.
I mean, even his hair are not a peaceful place, so what do you expect, bro? He's a hairy boy, though. Hairy boy out
Later, a group of people stopped by, making him wonder if he would be alone for the night.
Holy
As he
yeah.
tried to relax, he heard knocking on the door.
Watched all my videos before, you know I don't do shit like this.
He a hairy boy. Uh-oh. Whew. Honey, I'm home. And there's nobody.
When he opened it, no one was there. Moments later, the knocking happened again, yet the area outside remained empty. Later, he heard
Yes, he's a
footsteps inside
YouTuber.
the bothy, but whenever he checked, he saw nothing.
You're walking around into the room, and then I go in there, and it just stops. Maybe I just put my music on really loud and forget about it. Cameraman never dies, right?
Though he tried to rationalize the experience, he couldn't shake the feeling that something or someone unseen was watching him.
Dog, he just is here. Bitch, are away, bro. Like that, you.
This gets
People's
more of my time.
with unsettling, flickering eyes. Some are convinced it's undeniable proof of the paranormal, while skeptics argue it could be a photographic glitch, motion blur, or a case of pareidolia.
Nah.
Now the question remains: who,
Mom, don't bring the camera. Don't bring the camera.
or what is this figure, and why does it appear to be watching them so intently?
Yeah, Mom, forget about
While
the
out
camera.
camping in the forest, this Reddit user spotted something truly disturbing. A man was seen attempting to start a forest fire in a West Kelowna neighborhood, British Columbia.
Bruh,
Fortunately,
this guy.
quick-thinking bystanders noticed the man, intervened to extinguish the fire, and immediately alerted authorities.
Man,
That
there,
nigga
you
just
know,
threw
there's
a
a
ball of
saying, there are
fire.
some men that just want to watch the world burn. Quite literally is what we're looking at here, folks. Do not start forest fires. Help prevent forest fires, okay?
RCMP arrested the suspect, Stephen Leader, 36, and charged him with arson.
Absolutely.
The incident captured on video has sparked concerns, especially given the province's high wildfire risk.
Yeah,
Police
absolutely.
praised the swift response of those who acted, preventing what could have been a catastrophic blaze.
100%.
With devastating wildfires like those in Los Angeles fresh in our minds, I can't help but think about how badly this could have ended.
100%, 100%. Exactly what I was thinking too.
A group of kids were enjoying a sunny day outdoors when a family friend snapped a photo of them. To their shock, something truly unsettling appeared in the picture.
Uh-oh.
A ghostly face can be seen
man.
clearly between the two kids on the right, sending chills down their spines. The
Man, pareidolia or not? That looks like a full face with mouth, 2 eyes, nose, head. Damn, that's scary.
uploader mentioned the photo was taken near a cemetery, adding even more mystery
There we
to
go.
the strange sighting. Some believe it could be a paranormal presence, while others think it might just be a reflection. But honestly, it looks too much like a face to simply be a reflection.
Yeah,
Without
absolutely.
a higher resolution version, identifying the true nature of the anomaly remains difficult, leaving users to speculate whether it's a ghostly figure or simply a photographic illusion. A family was on a camping trip in northern Italy when something terrifying happened.
It says watch your back. Do not look behind you. Tuck yourselves in the blankets real quick. If you're not tucking yourselves in the blanket right now. Yeah, do it right now, boys. Roll it.
Vieni, Ale.
Is it a bear?
Hey, hey.
Yo,
A
no way.
12-year-old boy was collecting pine cones when a bear appeared behind him.
Oh, man.
Remaining calm, he slowly
Damn.
walked away without panicking, successfully avoiding danger. The boy later expressed excitement about the encounter as he has a deep passion for wildlife and nature.
boy.
Fortunately, it was most likely a Eurasian brown bear, a species known for its shy and non-aggressive nature. Unlike other bear species,
So why didn't the bear attack? Because he was too shy. I mean, that's good though. We always want those shy-ass bears, man, that do not attack humans, man. You know, we just want to cuddle with them. But probably not. Probably not. So, yeah, it's good that he made it out. Or they
it
made it out.
typically avoids conflict and rarely attacks unless provoked.
Yeah.
Thanks to the boy's calm reaction and the bear's natural tendency to avoid humans, the family managed to escape without any harm.
Look at that cute ass bear. And also, thanks to the cameraman. Cameraman never dies, alright? At least in situations like that, whenever we have videos on these topics on YouTube, right? Cameraman never dies. They somehow always manage to survive. At least on the YouTubes.
While out for a walk in Berdyansk, Ukraine, this man came across something life-threatening.
Pause. Yeah, he was big. Pause. Oh, that's a mine? That's a mine! He's smoking a doobie? Nah, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Охренеть.
Yeah, throw that sucker
A
down there.
mine dangerously close to a bridge and residential buildings. Without protective gear, he casually picked it up with his bare hands, a cigarette hanging from his mouth, and carried it to a nearby forest.
You imagine that cig or that doobie. Do not be rolling those fat doobies, guys, while
That's
you're
wild.
watching these videos.
Bruh.
I do not want you guys to accidentally drop that doobie on the mine and then pow, son. Yeah, I do not want that. But yeah, what are the odds? Could you imagine? If any of you have the knowledge, I'm assuming, I mean, I also planted a lot of mines back in my days.
Bruh.
In Call of Duty, all right? In Call of Duty, guys. I'm in Canada. Come on, guys. So yeah, I have planted a lot of mines in Call of Duty. So from my professional, as a professional ex Call of Duty player, from my knowledge, if you put your weight on here on the mine, that's when it's gonna explode, right?
To dispose of it. His bold actions have sparked intense debate online. Some hailed him as a fearless hero, preventing potential disaster, while others criticized the extreme risk he took. Fortunately, nothing happened this time.
I would have threw it.
Yeah, don't be rolling doobies.
A
like
Reddit
that,
user was camping with a friend
Okay.
when she captured something eerie in a photo. Taken on an iPhone 5 or 6 years ago, the image shows her friend sitting near a lit candle. But strangely, the flame appeared much larger than it was in reality. Even more unsettling, an orb in the photo seemed to contain a face.
Oh,
Upon
yeah.
closer inspection, the user noticed that it strongly resembled her late grandfather, who
How?
had passed away 2 years prior.
I mean, maybe that's an eye, but it's so hard to tell who is who here.
Some believe it could be a paranormal occurrence, a sign that her grandfather's spirit was present. Others argue
What
it's
are the
simply
odds?
lens flare or a photographic artifact.
Yeah, that's a reach. I would say that's reaching too. That's reaching for sure.
In mid-February, two friends stumbled upon something shocking. Enormous barefoot prints in the ice far from campus, making it highly unlikely they were just a student prank. The prints showed no signs of paw marks, suggesting whatever made them walked on 2 feet. The group had
course.
long felt as though they were being watched in those woods. One friend even claimed to have seen something swinging between the trees, an unsettling sight for Michigan. After doing some research, they discovered multiple reports of similar sightings in the area. Some skeptics suggested the prints could have been made by a bear, but without claw marks, that theory seemed increasingly.
I was initially gonna say maybe a Yeti because it's like on a mountain snow, right? But if any of you are Yeti professionals, how big are their feet? Like, is it super big? Is it not that big? Is it small? Is it like this small, this big? Pause. But you know what I mean, right? Like, how big? Can it be this large too?
Unlikely. Could it have been a juvenile Bigfoot?
Baby Bigfoot.
Philip, a
Sight.
seasoned adventurer, set
Sight.
off on another solo camping trip. One rainy night, he took shelter in his tent, his hilltop campsite safe from the pooling water.
Oh, love it.
As the storm cleared, he sat by the fire, savoring the calm. But then something unexpected changed his life forever. At the end of the footage, something disturbing happened.
Oh, I love it. I'm excited.
Man, I've been hearing shit out in the woods, man. Like a growling and like a grunting.
What the
I don't know
hell?
what to really say, man.
That real? Yo, no way. Say psych.
You know, it's one of those things that you just like, you start walking out and you look at, and then fucking nothing's there. That shit was out there, but man, there's something making that.
What the hell? What the hell? Nah, say it ain't so.
The video cut off abruptly, leaving viewers baffled. The final message claimed that Philip had vanished in the forest, but strangely no reports of his disappearance were ever found in any news archives from that time.
Yo, so not every cameraman lives to... Oh shit! Yeah, okay, well, that theory is proven wrong, guys. But statistically, cameraman has a higher survival rate, alright? Yeah, but okay, let's not kid around there.
Is Philip truly gone, or was it all a hoax? Does anyone know more about this?
Now, truthfully, we don't see his full face, right? So perhaps it was a meme. Perhaps it was a prank that he tried to pull and successfully pulled. But regardless, crazy video for real.
Mysterious man.
It's almost as though that was
Storm chaser.
It's almost as though that was my grandpa, just like, you know, doing that. if you get what I'm saying. But
Freddy was tracking a tornado near Holly, Texas, when he spotted a more powerful twister forming.
oh, we got a Jackie Chan movie out here.
This is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. I can't believe I'm looking at this right now.
Yeah, me neither.
Guys, if that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does.
As he navigated.
YouTubers gonna be YouTubers, man. Yeah, guys, you like what you see, right? Smash that like button. You agree with me? Smash the like button. If you disagree with me, that's cool. Smash that like button.
Navigated heavy hail and winds, he realized the tornado was heading toward a house.
Oh man.
Absolute violent tornado. Just violent. Right here. Gotta get ready to back up. If it comes at us.
Yeah, do a 180, brother. Do a 180. Like, you're gonna go faster when you're.
Gotta get ready to back up if it comes back toward us.
Unable to do anything, he watched as the storm destroyed the home. When the tornado passed, Freddy rushed to help.
That's crazy.
Please tell me they're not just at a house here.
It's slowing down.
Gosh. Oh my
a little bit.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
There's people. Get in! Get in the car! Get in the car!
Please, God, help!
Open the door, get in! Come on, guys! Get in the other side! Other side! Other side! Come on! Come on!
Please get us! Need your phone!
Him being a dumbass, nosy nigga saved some lives. That's crazy. Cause why are you out there trying to record a tornado, risking your life? End up finding somebody and saving them. Damn.
I got it from my mom.
Right here, right here. Get in.
Boy.
Get in. I know. Look at me. Look at me. I gotta look where you're bleeding, okay? Look at me.
We gotta get to the hospital, buddy. Do you know where the nearest hospital is? Hey, let me get that dog. Oh, where's the dog? Where's the dog? Where's the dog?
Oh yeah,
Bill,
the dog.
Bill. Hey, come here, buddy.
Billy, come on, Billy, come on. Come on.
Billy.
Billy!
You better get your ass in that car.
I'm a storm chaser here. I've got. Okay, man.
Where's the storm chaser?
I've got injured.
Bro, forget
That's the
chasing the
dumbest
storm.
shit ever,
Get your
though.
ass to the hospital right now.
People in my car.
Don't get in the mud.
I'll try not
Don't
to.
get in the mud, you'll get sick.
Yeah.
Hey, Wes, I love you.
To make this very
Hey,
quick.
we're okay.
I've got injured people in my car right now.
He found
Damn.
the family, injured but alive, running towards his car. He quickly
Yeah, shout out to that guy. Honestly, bro. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him, though.
drove them to the hospital. Thanks to his fast response, they survived. Today, they are rebuilding their home and remain grateful to the storm chaser who saved them.
Damn. Yeah, sometimes.
While driving home from his camping trip, a man took this
crazy.
photo in a supposedly haunted area of Connecticut. After reviewing the image, captured near Dudleytown, along a abandoned colonial village in western CT, he spotted something terrifying. The figure on the right was confirmed to be just a pedestrian. But just beside him, there appears to be a strange apparition. Dudleytown was abandoned, likely due to illness and unsuitable living conditions, possibly from contaminated water or soil.
I feel like I heard about Dudleytown somewhere. I believe it was from Mr. Ball, and I think that's, yeah. Do you know your way to the Bell Canyon?
While the site is known for its eerie silence, no verified paranormal activity has been recorded. However, local legends persist.
Of course they do.
Matthew Stone and his father were hiking in Glacier National Park when they stopped at a campsite.
Man.
What was supposed to be a peaceful break quickly turned dangerous when two grizzly bears appeared.
Give them a Twix. Give them a Twix.
Hey,
It's gonna be
bears.
fun. Hey, bears.
Hey, we're good. We're good here.
Oh, they're chill.
We're good.
Yeah, let's cuddle.
Hey there.
Yeah, not worth the trouble,
Yep.
huh?
Yep,
Oh no, it's
we're
worth
good.
the trouble. Okay, it's worth the trouble. Not worth it. Is it worth it? I gotta
You're
check
just
it.
curious. Just slowly, don't go towards them.
Yeah, bro, like chill, Papa. Forget
Hey,
about all
bears.
that, bro. Grab it later. Oh,
Bruh.
Yo, what the hell, man? Okay, they were really scared then, huh?
Towards them.
Yeah, he picks that up.
Hey, bears.
Oh, that wasn't scary. Oh, there we go. Fake bears, fake bears. They were
Running
fake bears.
wasn't an option. It would have triggered the bears' instinct to chase, making the situation worse.
Yeah.
Instead, they stayed calm and avoided sudden movements, hoping the bears would lose interest. Fortunately, the bears were not aggressive. They seemed curious rather than dangerous.
So yeah, I guess the amount of videos that I've seen on it, it's very much apparent that running should be the last thing you gotta do. Because they will chase you down, right? If any of you know about it, like, can they climb trees? Because that part I'm not sure about.
Stephen Donovan shared a chilling adventure on TikTok where he and his friends used the Randonautica app to explore a random location.
Uh-oh, not the
The app
Randonautica.
led them down a desolate road to an abandoned ghost town, filled with eerie sights. As they drove past empty wooden buildings, they noticed mannequins standing still in windows and abandoned cars lining the roadside, but there were no people in sight.
Damn.
Ignoring a private property sign, they pressed on, winding up a narrow, steep road. As night fell, they decided to walk the final stretch. When they
Sheesh.
reached the location, they were met with something unexpected.
We had the pin pulled up. We were so close to it. And this happened. I don't know how to explain this. We're the only ones around. And
What was that?
if a random rock falls, I think that was a sign that we should leave. But we kept going.
What the hell was
Everything
that?
about this place was just giving me really bad vibes. And when I looked into here and saw this, as soon as I realized it's some sort of face, we took off running. I don't know what it is with this town, why there's always...
Inside the ruins, they saw something so terrifying, they immediately turned back.
Oh my
Disturbed
God.
by the experience, Stephen...
Holy yeah. I mean, the second they registered that. And the thing that, honestly, the thing that fell, like a ball-like thing, that definitely looked like a head, you know?
Later made the decision to delete the app. He couldn't shake the thought. Were those abandoned cars from other randonauts who never returned?
Damn, man, that is crazy. First of all, or I should say, not first of all, before I forget, I want to just show you guys this to roll it. So, this is... I know this is your favorite. This is one of those UFO sightings, ladies and gentlemen. Oh shit! Oh shit! Yay! Why don't you throw that in too? Because otherwise, the video would not be complete. Yeah, look at that twat. Mom, get the camera! So over fields, the light is showing up. Or lights, rather. Damn. I'm gonna skip to that part as well. And this is an older clip. I remember seeing, like, MUFON shared it. I remember seeing this a while back. I think this is more on the real spectrum, on the real side of so-called UFO sightings. Can always be fake, but this is one of those sightings that I don't think is fake. And look at the shape of it. My goodness, it's almost as though that was its landing gear. And this reminds me of that, have you ever seen that, I believe it's called War of the Worlds, that Tom Cruise movie, right? It reminds me of that. I believe that movie came out back in 2005. Or was it 2014? I think I'm mixing like two movie release dates. I believe it was 2014 2014 or somewhere in the decade of 2010s. And it's moving to, oh my goodness, yeah, it's moving actually. It's like clenching, just like how I ask you guys to clench your butt cheeks right in the beginning of my videos.
Bruh.
I do it for your own safety, man. Like,
this nigga.
First of all, you're gonna be safe while watching these videos, and secondly, you're gonna build some muscle. Yeah, pause. But I mean, unpause if you're a female, but if you're a man listening to what I just said, pause. Absolutely, 100%, no diddy though. But crazy sighting, man. Dang. So it feels like that 1, 2, 3, and this seems like another, like one of those landing gear arms or whatever you want to call this as. How big is that thing? Is it like one person, one alien twat UFO or what? Yeah, okay, let's get back to this one. Roll it.
Reddit user Reddit_Watcher04 saw something terrifying on his security camera. A mysterious figure standing in his garden late at night. When he checked outside, there was no one there. The figure appears to be someone wearing pantyhose or stockings over their head, raising suspicions of an attempted burglary. The image has sparked heated debate. Some believe it was a potential thief, while others question if it could be a trick of the light or something with an innocent explanation.
Yeah,
Who
perhaps not.
or what was in his garden that night?
Yeah.
This footage was recently captured by a Reddit user's CCTV near their remote cabin in the woods. A strange figure can be seen awkwardly climbing up.
Yeah, right here, at first it looks like a bear, but now as we're watching, it seems like that's running on 4 arms and this like a long ass head. Aliens?
Fence,
Looking like an alien
but
head,
its
right?
movements seem too human-like.
Too
Some
human-like,
argue that its stance, gait, and agility resemble a person in a bulky costume rather than a massive, elusive cryptid.
Yeah.
While some believers cling to the mystery, most agree this is likely a case of mistaken identity or a well-crafted prank. Unfortunately, no one.
The camera quality is so poo-poo that it's very, very hard to say. Like, cause at times it looks like a, I guess a not 4-man, but something that's running on 4 legs,
Never
but
confirmed
not
who
really.
or what was captured that day. While hiking through the snowy Michigan forest on January 12, 2025, this man encountered something terrifying.
Oh. Bigfoot?
It's definitely something large.
Bigfoot, skinwalkers, cryptids, aliens, UFOs. We got it all, huh?
Ooh, took off running. Ooh, took off running.
Dang. Did this man really just try to whistle? Oh man, that's a cute boy, man. That's a cute dog. And then he's like, hey, hey, hey. He did not do what I think he did.
I think they'll look too friendly.
Bah!
Deep growls echo through the trees, signaling the presence of a large predator. The eerie growls grow louder, making viewers speculate that he may have encountered a Sasquatch. The strange sounds and his genuine reaction add credibility to the claim. Whether real or a clever hoax, the video has stirred widespread curiosity and left many wondering about what might be lurking in the Michigan woods.
Yeah. And did you see this video? Apparently they caught this creature on...
I was putting a very specific type of video together for next week. Something similar to the Mars video that I did. Something even more intriguing than Mars. Or maybe different. And throughout doing that, I came across some videos that you sent me. Also, that I have collected on my travels through trying to create this video for next week. And oh lordy, lordy, lordy. It's Sunday today. I feel quite chilled. And I wanted to just do a chilled video about what I've seen. Now look, I've not done the back stories, not backstories. I've not done like the back things on these. These could be all fake. They could be all CGI. I don't care. It's Sunday. Okay? I don't give a rat's ass. So here we go. The first one. There's probably going to be about 7 videos. I saw this and I saved it because I thought that's quite interesting. It doesn't look fake. What is that? Right? And I saved it and forgot about it. This one here. Look at that thing, right? Hang on, just 1 second. Before you think, Ben, it's fake, it's CGI. Just... So I saw that, right? And then recently, now this was a while ago that I saved this. I mean, this came out on August 6th of August 2024, right? So I saved that around about then. But listen to this. Listen to this.
Remember the footage I showed you of the pyramid kind of above the Pentagon? And the guy was filming it at night, and it's this weird kind of gray-black pyramid that was spinning? I'm going to play the 2 clips as a refresher. And we have 2 clips because there were multiple angles of this incident. What is this? Look at that.
Look at this.
Remember this one? These 2 guys were just driving. I think it was in 2019, and they spotted this over the Pentagon.
Like, what?
Remember it?
I remember.
Yeah. So weird. It's like a spinning pyramid. So we saw that one.
Look at that, mate. All right, it gets better.
And then we saw...
It didn't seem to be moving anywhere.
It just seemed to kind of slowly rotate. And then it happened again. Someone else caught it.
Same event.
Yep.
What is this thing? So that's 3 now. But wait, it gets even better.
Same event, just a little further away.
Look at that!
And most importantly, from another...
It reminds me of an old television program that I saw years ago when I was a kid, right? Chucky. I don't know what... In fact, yes, I remember an episode with Chucky, right? It was this green thing that used to go... communicate to these 2 kids. I don't know how we watched it. It fucked me right up. But I remember the kids, by telepathy, they managed to recreate where Chucky came from. Right? And it was like, it reminds me of these pyramid things.
Other witness.
That was pretty interesting.
Now, we're going to dive into the this conspiracy theory about these giant pyramids. The National UFO Reporting Center has actually cataloged 8,100 sightings of pyramid or triangular-shaped craft since the 1960s. Take a look at this one. This is one over Moscow.
Like, come on. What are these things? Optical illusion?
Bruh.
Lasers? From the ground? Projection?
Let's see what's next, bruh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we ended up getting brand new patch notes and the homie Trump was caught talking about World War III. nuclear warfare, nukes, doomsday, and all that. You might want to hide your kids real quick. You might want to put your wives to bed, or hide your wives, hide your kids. If you're somebody's wife accidentally watching this video, you gotta hide your hobbies, alright? Let's get down to it. If you're new here, you do not have to like the video. You do not have to subscribe. Just tuck yourselves in the blankets real quick. Shout out to the homie Matt Morse TV. Roll it.
As you can see, the United States and Russia have the most nuclear warheads by a long shot, with thousands of nuclear weapons each. But the real concern here is China, because while they're currently behind both the US and Russia with their nuclear stockpile, they're expanding fast. In fact, current projections show that by the end of the decade, China will have just as many nuclear weapons as both the US and Russia.
Damn.
And this is exactly why President Trump is pushing so hard right now to remove as many nuclear weapons from play as possible. Because as we all know, the second the nukes start flying, we're pretty much all done for.
Yeah.
In fact, take a listen to what President Trump had to say about all of this just the other day.
It'd be great if everybody would get rid of their nuclear weapons. You know, we have Russia and us have by far the most. China will have an equal amount within 4 or 5 years.
Whew.
And
yeah, and they're sitting somewhere around 300, right? And US and Russia, they got like thousands of them. So for them to multiply that quick, that's tough, man. That's serious. Needless to say, I get, yeah, you may be looking like this. I definitely be looking like this, right? Because they always say, chase your dreams, chase your dreams. Well, if they fire the nuke, you cannot chase the dreams. You cannot chase the dream. Instead of firing nukes, lower the taxes, lower the taxes, lower the taxes. We, the public, demand you lower the taxes, lower the taxes, lower the taxes. Everybody, say it with me. Lower the taxes. Lower. I know I said you do not have to like the video, but if you agree with this message, like the video, right? Roll it.
Yeah, it would be great if we could all denuclearize. Because the power of nuclear weapons is crazy. It's crazy. And, you know, I was very far along the process with Russia, despite the Russia hoax, which didn't make it easy. It was a total hoax, a total rigged hoax by some bad people. But despite that, I was very close to having a program with Russia, denuclearization, and we were going to get China. I spoke to President Xi about it, and he would have been very happy to have gone along with it. But
Biden,
bad things happened, like an election that was rigged happened, and so we had to come back 4 years later. But I would very much like to start those talks. The opposite of what you say, the denuclearization would be incredible.
Yeah, honestly, I'm with that. Regardless of whether you like Trump or not, because a lot of you love Trump, a lot of you don't like him, a lot of you are mixed with it, a lot of you are like, hey, I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm in the middle. If a president do something good, I'm with him. If a president don't do something good, yeah, I'm not with him, right? It's like, hey, you do good, hey, that's good. If you do something bad, hey, that's bad, right? Simple as that. But yeah, this one, I think it's good. Not I think it's good. It is objectively good if we can deneutralize or denuclearize, I should say, right? Yeah, absolutely, but wait for it.
Well, folks, here's the big problem right now. As things currently stand, all of the nuclear-armed countries are spending billions of dollars every single year just to maintain their nuclear stockpiles.
Damn.
That is to say, nuclear weapons aren't exactly cheap. But you know what? Despite the cost, every nuclear country feels like they can't downsize their nuclear arsenals because they're afraid of being steam.
Man, to some people, they just look like butt plugs, right? Like, that is crazy. Pause real quick, but yeah, these things are not butt plugs, guys. These are not toys, bro. Once they enter, I mean, you can no longer enter. Let me just simplify real quick for you guys. Pause. Once these enter in your country, you can no longer enter, bro.
Rolled on the world stage. And this is exactly why President Trump, as both an expert dealmaker and the President of the United States of America, is making it his mission to help negotiate worldwide nuclear disarmament. But folks, here's the problem. Not every country right now is looking to downsize their nuclear arsenals. To the contrary, some countries are actually trying to acquire nuclear weapons right now. In fact, you know what? Take a look at this next clip.
What kind of a deal with Iran do you want to do? You said they cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Well, there are two ways Iran can be handled, militarily or you make a deal. I would prefer to make a deal because I'm not looking to hurt Iran. They're great people. I know so many Iranians from this country.
Well, not the leadership.
No, not the leadership.
The people.
They're very evil people. No, but the people of Iran are great people.
Generally, though, like, people are good. It's just the government, man. It's just the government, bruh. Like, you know, the politics just divides people, bro. Simple as that. Generally speaking, like, people are good. Generally. Not everybody, of course, got bad apples. But, like, generally, most people are good, man. Most people are good, generally.
But they had a tough regime. and they'd meet and they'd be shot in the streets. I mean, it was a tough deal. But I would rather negotiate a deal. I'm not sure that everybody agrees with me, but we can make a deal that would be just as good as if you won militarily. But the time is happening now. The time is coming up. Something's going to happen one way or the other. I hope that Iran, and I've written them a letter saying, I hope you're going to negotiate. Because
letter? Bro, type. Phone. Use phone. Type. Text message, bro. Text message, man.
Bruh.
You're a president, man. You got like a secure line, man. Imagine the Amazon delivery driver. Of course, I'm exaggerating and joking, but imagine the FedEx employee. Imagine the Amazon delivery guy forgets to deliver. Or, you know, like FedEx plane almost crashed the other day and people were waiting for their package and they had to wait an extra day for their package to arrive. Yeah, man, things like that can happen. So text.
If we have to go in militarily, it's going to be a terrible thing for them.
You wrote a letter to the Khomeini?
Yes.
When did you send the letter?
Yesterday.
And you said you better negotiate, or we want you to
I didn't
negotiate?
say you better. I said,
Okay.
I hope you're going to negotiate because it's going to be a lot better for Iran. And I think they want to get that letter. The other alternative is we have to do something because you can't let them have a nuclear weapon.
So there you have it. For President Trump, that is the red line in the sand. President Trump is absolutely unwilling to let Iran develop nuclear weapons because allowing that to happen would be a direct threat to his long-standing goal of reducing nuclear stockpiles worldwide, including here in America. And you know what? Let's be real here for a second. Does anyone actually believe that Iran would use nuclear weapons responsibly? Because me personally, I have some reservations about that. But folks, this is where things get even crazier. You see, just earlier today, President Trump issued one of his most urgent warnings yet about the threat of nuclear weapons, and this is something that every single one...
I honestly, bro, like, nukes are insane technology. I mean, it's crazy that we as humans are capable enough of making shit like that happen, but we have more of them that can blow the planet dozen times over, and we still have enough to go for round 2, 3, round 10. Let's just put it that way, right? Yeah, we don't need that many though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
One of us should take very seriously. But before we take a look at that, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube out.
Yeah, shout out to the homie Matt Morse. Definitely subscribe to him. You do not have to subscribe here. I post random stuff.
Show.
So you seriously, when I say I actually mean
follow,
it, like,
subscribe.
I post random stuff. Unless you're down with it, then do it. But otherwise, there's no point, guys. But definitely help the homie Matt Morse out.
Algorithm. But with that being said, let's play the clip.
Oh no.
We spend a lot of money on nuclear missiles, nuclear weapons. The level of destruction is beyond anything you can even imagine. It's just bad that everybody has to spend all this money on something that if it's used, it's probably the end of the world.
Wow. I don't know what to say to that.
You know, when I
mean,
listen to these climate lunatics and they talk about global warming, and they say the ocean's going to rise 1/8 of an inch in the next 300 years, and you know.
Yeah, like, okay, listen, in 300 years or 100 years, bro, we gotta think about now, right? Like, if you blow the nuke, I mean, I guess this is the point he's trying to make, right? 300 years later, it's gonna rise this much, that much. Hey, who cares, right? If you blow the nuke right now, who cares if the ocean rises 300 years from now or thousands of years from now? Who cares about any of that? We're not gonna be here to watch or witness that. Let's denuclearize. I'm with that, absolutely. Get rid of the nukes. Okay, lower taxes, lower taxes, and I'm also in, wait what? In Canada. So, do not put tariffs on Canada. Come on, man. Okay, no tariffs on Canada, okay? Lower taxes. We demand answers about UFOs and aliens. And also, yeah, get rid of nukes, bro. Absolutely. Like the video if you agree.
And nobody ever talks about nuclear weapons or some of the other things, but the nuclear weapons in particular right now. And they talk about the climate, and they talk about the dangers of the climate, but they don't talk about the dangers of a nuclear weapon, which could happen tomorrow. They say in 300 years, I watched Biden for years say the existential threat. He loved the term existential threat.
Well,
is our greatest existential threat is from the climate. I said, no.
Well-
The greatest is sitting in shelves in various countries called nuclear weapons that are big monsters that can blow your heads off for miles and miles and miles. And they never mention that.
So, folks, let's be honest. Everything President Trump just said is 100% true. If we are going to have a conversation about an existential threat to humanity, it's got to be about nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Because like we said earlier, once the nuclear bombs start flying, it's basically game over for everyone.
I got an even better idea, bro. Like, these suckers want to blow nukes, man. They're fantasizing about that crap. Activision, I'm pretty sure, right? Like, Activision, I mean, if Bobby Kotick was still in office, which he's not, he quit from Activision, but if he still was, if he were still under Bobby Kotick regime at Activision, yo, he would be happy about that. He would be like, yo, we got a new Call of Duty to make, man. But here's the thing, man. Activision, just make a new Call of Duty, bro. Just make a Call of Duty for presidents, where presidents can nuke each other in the game. They can nuke each other bumholes too in the game. Pause. Unpause. Yeah, let them do whatever, man. Let them do whatever, bro. Like, let them nuke each other in Call of Duty, not real life. Simple. I'm gonna make it very simple. Give everybody that's liking this video $1 billion, tax-free, effective, immediately, should be in everybody's bank account by tomorrow.
This is yapping.
And let Activision make a call.
I think I wanted to see. Just added, yeah.
These 7 men are allegedly members of the Goodfellas, which is a rival gang to Lil Baby's 4PF. All 7 of the men are charged with murdering 2 innocent kids back in the summer of 2024. Investigators say they were targeting members of 4PF because of a music video shoot. So apparently Fulton County has their sights on Lil Baby, and there's a RICO coming at any point. Later in this video, you'll see investigator Viverito from the YSL trial. In court, a wiretap call is played, and someone in the Goodfellas is saying that Lil Baby has basically hits out on people. Well, you know how I feel about hearsay. I think that's hearsay, but it's a wiretap call, so it can come in, I guess. Here's a news clip of the murders that occurred of the 2 innocent kids.
Atlanta police now blame the deaths of 2 Atlanta teens last summer on a violent street gang in our community. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 5 News at 5. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Just hours ago, APD announced they now have charged 7 people with the murders.
I mean, isn't this incredibly sad? These guys were targeting gang members and somehow managed to shoot 2 innocent kids at a birthday party. I think it was one of their birthdays. How f***ing stupid can you possibly be, dude?
Investigators say 2 13-year-olds were innocent victims caught in a gang retaliation shooting while celebrating a birthday.
The overall theme in this case is grown men playing gangster.
Atlanta police say these are the innocent faces of gang violence in Atlanta. 2 of them, 13-year-old boys Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman, were killed. And 11-year-old Dontavius Davis was wounded last July in a shooting on Spark Street. APD says Freeman was killed on his 13th birthday.
Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes. Before gang violence ultimately took his life.
During an afternoon news conference, investigators blamed the deadly shooting on a local rapper. They said the attack was in retaliation for the rapper entering a rival gang's territory to film a music video.
And that's the kicker right there. They're saying Lil Baby was filming a music video, apparently in his rival gang's territory, and the rival gang found out about it or something, saw it on social media, and shot 2 fucking kids. And they blame Lil Baby for this.
In the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions, and you know who you are.
Authorities say a high-ranking member of the Goodfellas gang who was incarcerated orchestrated the attack using a smuggled cell phone. Following those instructions, the suspects opened fire at an apartment complex where the 3 young teens were gathered to celebrate Freeman's birthday. Police say they weren't the targets.
These kids were innocent victims, so when we talk about the gang involvement, these 2 13-year-olds and this 11-year-old, they didn't have a gang involvement.
Those arrested were identified as Keontae Sanders, Richard Hollis, Reginald Thomas, DeKeithion Mobley, Moses Crawford, Tradon Crawford, and Allie Caldwell. The final 2 were arrested Tuesday. Police had some tough talk for those responsible.
Fellas Criminal Street Gang being one of the most hyper-violent gangs in the city of Atlanta. And we will pursue you relentlessly in making sure that we keep this city safe and suppressing violence.
So this is basically the YSL trial all over again if you think about it, because they're saying we have YSL and YFN, and then now it's going to be 4PF versus Goodfellas, or OMF, or whatever they're called. And they're just saying it's retaliatory shootings, and Lil Baby provoked them to do this. Sean Hoover, who manages the Georgia Public Defenders Council's specialized unit on gang cases, says his office is actively preparing for a racketeering indictment on the 4PF and OMF cases, and that he expects Lil Baby to be indicted with the others. Alright, here's the 7 alleged Goodfellas walking into court today. Shout out infamous Sylvia, her channel will be down below. She had all this footage on her channel, so.
Yes, John, but before I do, Investigator Viverito has asked that I request that she not be filmed.
Oh god, Abati's back. This is Abati right here from the YSL trial. Viverito doesn't want to be filmed, which is funny as shit because her face is literally everywhere. Young Thug tweeted out a picture of her today saying she's the biggest liar, so.
Not only does she sometimes operate in an undercover capacity, but just given her knowledge of the organization that is involved in this case, she has concerns for her safety and she would prefer that she not be filmed by cameras.
Okay, I don't have any problem with that. So just don't film anybody on the witness stand, okay? And everything else is fine. I have your Rule 22. It's been signed and filed. We're in good shape on that. But please do not film our witness. Thank you. All right, you may proceed, sir.
Is this the music video that you were referring to?
I'd have to see the title of it.
Jay Shot Who Want Problems music video?
Yes, that's the one I'm referring to.
All right. And there are certain shots of this video that are at the 1043 Spark Street location?
Yeah, one just flashed on screen.
Okay, so, all right, so you saw this video, and then you saw that the artist that's depicted in this video, John J. Smith, was also the person depicted in the disappearing message. And on what day was that message sent?
Sent on June 30th. I believe it was read on July 1st.
So, Investigator Viverito, of course, bringing in music videos and shit. No surprise there. So now, apparently, she starts talking about wiretaps that Lil Baby's name comes up in. I haven't listened to him, so let's go.
Mr. Sanders, the wiretap target, an unidentified gentleman that goes by the name Unk, or he's being referred to as Unk.
I'm going to object to this slide again. If they're about to play the call, but her conclusions and her interpretation is not the evidence.
Well, I think she was just identifying who was on the call, so I'm going to overrule. Go ahead.
Oh, this judge sounds terrible already. Ew.
Oh, what's up? Oh, man, them folks, like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't even like that, man. Them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
So he said them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks, or something like that.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Lil Baby got tickets on people's heads. That's what Viverito's saying right now.
Tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
You see way farther than what the young niggas.
Yeah. So, you know, everybody been calling me. They been trying, like, that one ain't been telling nobody. They were like, I'm like, nah, look, I'm telling my little partner out there, like, I'm like, nah, just chill. Like, when he dove over, I'm gonna show a nigga how to move on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just do what y'all do. Y'all do what y'all do. Just keep the pressure on. Nah, nigga gotta make that shit dead serious. You know what I'm saying? Then they were gonna get his attention, bro. Like, all that frivolous ass shit, that shit ain't gonna get his attention. Nah, hell no, you gotta do something to get his attention, bro. You gotta send a motherfucker here, wait, for real.
Yep.
Who was that speaking that said all that right there?
Mr. Sanders.
All right. And given the other calls that you had heard during this wiretap, what was he referring to there?
He was referring to the violence that was taking place back and forth between the two sides.
Okay.
Only you.
And I'm finna tell you something I just got whooped for too, right? I'm for me finna pick somebody up about them two little boys in Oakland City.
Who just said that about the two little boys in Oakland City?
The call party.
Is that Unk?
Unk, yes.
Little boys in Oakland City.
I don't know about that.
I believe it was another unknown, unidentified male that we're unable to identify, and Mr. Sanders.
But you know, Leah said he's trying to leak every day. He calling me like, hey, look, bro, I'm trying to spin. You know what I'm saying? So he right. You know what I'm saying?
Who was that who was made the remark about trying to spin?
Told ass nigga, I'm
Mr.
trying to
Sanders said that
spin.
Lee calls him every day saying he's trying to spin, he's trying to spin.
Lee, who's that?
Ali Caldwell.
Okay.
Objection, speculation.
If I may ask further questions, Your Honor, can I clarify?
All right, just hold on 1 second. Rephrase, and then we'll see if Mr. Tevis has another objection.
Were you, during your investigation, did you ever determine or identify anyone that went by the moniker Lee?
Yes,
And who was that?
Mr. Ali Caldwell.
Did you find anybody else that went by that moniker?
No.
All right, that's an associate of the people that were involved in the Somath gang.
No.
Okay, and how did you determine that Mr. Caldwell, Ali Caldwell, went by the moniker Lee?
I've known that for a long time, but during the course of this investigation, we'll later listen to a call where Mr. Sanders calls Ali Caldwell and tells him that here people were trying to do things to Lee. And that's referenced after he says, I'm going to make a call to handle it. He calls the person and tells them, you're not going to touch Lee, in reference to Ali Caldwell. So we knew that that's how he would refer to Ali Caldwell.
So you actually heard a conversation between the two men where Ali Caldwell was referenced by the moniker Lee.
Right, and Mr. Sanders referencing with other people the name Lee in reference to Ali Caldwell.
Mr. Sanders said that he spoke with Lee every day and Lee was trying to spin.
Correct.
What does that trying to spin?
Objections, calls for speculation.
No, she's been qualified as a gang expert. She can answer.
Judge, there's no even foundation. This is a gang term. I mean, what we're getting is a slide where the state and the witness have clearly got together to talk about what she's going to testify to, and everything we've heard so far is speculation. If they want to play the calls, we can continue this 20 more times and listen to the calls, but she can't get up here and say what these people are talking about, and that this person, Lee, means this person who's sitting at the table. That is speculation. It's nothing to do with her gang expertise.
Well, Your Honor, I did play the call and we heard the spin. That has nothing to do with the
That's
slide.
the evidence.
She's been qualified as a gang expert. She can say if she thinks that's a term used by the gang. She's already said she believes it's your client on the call. So I'm going to allow her to answer the question.
Y'all hear that? That was insufferable. The judge just basically said, she's qualified as a gang expert. She can say what that means. All
right, go on, Investigator Viverito. What does trying to spin mean?
Shoot something, or they'll say, I want to spin, meaning to go shoot up a location, or spin the block, meaning to go shoot a location or a series of locations.
Okay.
We had a lot of success with looking through Instagram records where people would provide their phone numbers. We had a bunch of law enforcement resources that we could use to find subscriber information for who belongs to a certain phone number, and based on some of the context of some of the calls, also in real time observing people doing surveillance, say, hey, I'm doing this, and putting eyes on them doing it.
What was Mr. Ali Caldwell's Instagram moniker?
I'm Just Lee.
Okay, and how do you spell that?
IMJUSLEE.
And the phone number that he provided, that he transmitted to that female was 404-906-6297?
Yes, that's one of the numbers associated with Ms. Caldwell.
So here's two of the Goodfella guys messaging each other on Instagram, and one of them's asking for a number of the other one.
Correlation in time to the murder, with being maybe a little bit less than 2 hours, and the fact that Mr. Hollis was, we know, on scene from his phone, and him reaching out to Mr. Thomas in the middle of the night. This was a forensic extraction from Mr. Reginald Thomas's phone, and when I did a query for the number for Mr. Hollis, I could see that it was entered in the phone in some form or fashion on May 8th of 2024.
Okay. What's this? This looks to be another text message thread. Where did you find this?
I believe I got this from Mr. Caldwell's forensic phone extraction, and this came through the Telegram messaging program.
What's Telegram?
It's typically what is believed to be an encrypted messaging program that, from my experience, especially with this investigation, when people don't want their conversations intercepted, they will, specifically on the wiretap, they'll say, let's take it.
So they got their Telegram messages. I've never heard of Telegram, but apparently people try to use it because they think it's encrypted, I guess.
Is it possible to obtain records directly from Telegram?
It's difficult. I've never done it before.
Okay.
Mr. Sanders sends Mr. Caldwell a photo and says, this one of them, and I recognize the photo to be of a gentleman named Elijah Payton, and Mr. Caldwell says, okay.
Who's Elijah Payton?
He is a member of 4PF, again, close with the gang's leader, Dominic Jones, and also close with John Smith.
Wow. Viverito just said, sent a picture saying this is him, basically saying this is one of the targets we want. That's what she's saying. And it's a guy that's 4PF and friends with Lil Baby.
that his device was in the area that with the same
Niggas
tower
is
that
sloppy,
services
bro.
1043 Spark Street, consistent with the messages that I was seeing saying that he was out there.
So they're trying to say Elijah Payton
niggas
was
is
the
stupid.
target, but then the two boys got killed instead.
He's unable to be located at this
Goofy.
time.
All right, slide 23. Who's depicted here?
That's Elijah Payton with the gang's leader, Dominic Jones, in a historical photo that was taken at the crime scene, and that's Elijah Payton's driver's license photo.
Wow. I mean, this is Lil Baby and Elijah Payton apparently at the crime scene. I guess the music video shoot.
Okay, so is that Dominic Jones there on the left?
He'll be on the right, and Mr. Payton is on the left in the tie-dye t-shirt. I could see that when we started looking in some of the vehicles that Detective Hulse had located and identified, that leaving consistent, the LPRs or license plate readers consistent with a route you would take back, leaving the candlelight vigil. The rental car that Mr. Traydon Crawford was in possession of that night hit an LPR, I believe it was MLK Jr. Drive eastbound at Hamilton E. Homes, and then 5 minutes later, you'll see the white Nissan Maxima used in the homicide hit that same LPR about 5 minutes afterwards.
So LPRs is how they track this fucking car around that did the murder. You can't be driving around with a license plate that's somehow linked to you. She just had a rental car, I think. Comment down below what you boys think. Lil Baby might be cooked, sadly. It's looking that way. Well, he could obviously go to trial like thug, but I'm saying he's gonna be locked up for a year or two handling that bullshit if he does. And if there's evidence of him talking to people or text message, they're gonna put anything on Lil Baby, dude.
Yeah, that's fucked, boy. It's not worth the kids. That shit is for the birds, bro.
I don't know why, but it feels like that you are up to no good. And guess what? We got another camping situation, everybody. Hide your kids, hide your wife. If you're new here, do not subscribe, do not like the video. I post random stuff. Start rolling those fat doobies. Shout out to the homie Mystery Man. Roll it.
In this video, a group of friends went camping in the woods. That night, while having fun, they took a photo.
Oh crap.
But later, when they looked back at it, they noticed something chilling. In the background, a bear was watching them from a distance.
Yo.
Had they seen it at the time, their night would have taken a terrifying turn.
Shit.
Guess they were lucky. The bear decided to leave them alone.
It's only when you run that they
This man had just bought a property deep in a remote area, with his
Skinwalker.
front yard opening straight into dense woods. To keep an eye on the road leading to his house, he installed a security camera. One night, the motion sensor was triggered. Thinking it was just an animal, he grabbed his flashlight and stepped outside. Everything seemed normal. The woods were silent. Nothing unusual. Curious, he checked the footage to see who or what had triggered it. That's when he spotted something terrifying.
Okay, let's see. Motion light kept going. Holy crap. It felt like invisible. Something invisible just moving. Is it still standing?
A dark figure with a pale head, slipping between the trees. It didn't walk or run. It moved unnervingly smooth, almost like it was floating.
Yeah, okay, so it felt like that. It did like a 360 spin a Rooney and it just took cover behind that tree.
Despite this disturbing discovery, he still decided to stay.
Oh man, he's
Sarah and her husband, who lives miles from any town or road deep in the Alaskan backcountry, took this photo late at night. But when they checked it, something unexpected appeared. An eerie figure, almost like someone walking across the frame, can be seen in the background. They were certain no one else was out there. The area was completely deserted. One user suggested it might just be a cabin with a board propped against it. But wouldn't Sarah and her husband have known that themselves? Unfortunately, no update was ever given.
It's hard to make out what it is, you know. I mean, it's a person standing. I believe like this would be their head, but it's not looking at us, so we're seeing its back, paws. But yeah, it's hard to see it. It's hard to make it out, like what that is.
Dan was hiking alone deep in the mountains of New Hampshire when something unsettling happened.
Oh man, my heart is going. I swear to
At this point, I thought I was just filming somebody who would walk by as some drama footage. Okay, but that did not happen? Wait, what?
the car that I just mentioned pulled up and somebody's got out. I don't know if it's just coincidence. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I am really not.
When they stayed in the same place scanning the woods, it stopped being fun. Okay.
My goodness me.
Yeah, so you were out there just for fun? I mean, technically, yeah, right? Like, you wanted thrills, that's why you would be out in the woods at night, right? Yeah. I mean, listen, man, if you're going in the woods, bro, you definitely need, like, a bob of war. Even a Canadian version like mine would work. Or, I mean, it could work to scare someone away, right? If they're... But if it's, like, an entity, if it's, like, Bigfoot or, you know, a bear, oh, oh man, they're not gonna be afraid of your little bob of war, let me tell you this, son, but... Then you just gotta clench your butt cheeks and pray for the best.
This isn't fun. This. I am so stupid. I am the stupidest person I don't know if you can see that they are literally scanning up and down.
A strange light moved through the forest,
Yeah, definitely another person. Probably they're looking for...
scanning
Twinkies,
as
maybe?
if searching for
light.
something. Or someone.
They're probably looking for some Twinkies. Late night snack, maybe? I got you. Let me reveal your position real quick.
This on the ground. They're literally looking straight at me. I know.
Oh, they probably must... They must have heard that.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm literally crouched. I'm sat on the ground.
Just stay calm.
He stayed still, hidden, unsure who or what was out there. After a while, the light disappeared, and Dan cautiously returned to his camp. That night, he heard more strange noises. Thankfully, by morning, he left the forest safely, without ever finding out who or what had been nearby.
It gotta be...
It's two people doing the same thing. He's over there like, what the fuck is that? And the nigga with the lights like, who the fuck's out there? What the fuck is that? That's good. Who knows?
Another person with their torch out. I feel like it would be another person just like you, just going on the thrills, trying to get that dopamine, late night serotonin, pause. Yeah, it could be just that.
Would you have stayed like Dan?
I mean, judging
a
by
bunch
the
of
footage,
friends were messing around outside, jumping on a trampoline, laughing, and recording everything. It seemed like just another fun day. But unbeknownst to them...
Oh shit, I was like looking right here because I was assuming somebody's gonna pop from here. But is it this one? Yeah, we've seen entities like that with no face, right? Or pale face, but...
They captured something disturbing.
Shit.
In the background, near the trees, a dark figure appeared. Something or someone was creeping behind them.
Damn.
It just stood there, almost like it was watching. Later, it seemed to shift slightly, making it hard to believe it was just some debris.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard that there's one of the alien entity that looked like this, and also Men in Black were super pale. You know, like people that have actually encountered Men in Black back in the days. Nowadays, you don't hear much about Men in Black, but back in the days, you would always hear, like, you know, people would give their characteristics as in, you know, super pale, light to no eyebrows. Either it would be no eyebrows or just super light eyebrows. Yeah, super pale, and also very, like, emotionless. So no emotions. They would be very straightforward, serious, no jokes. Like, holy smokers, ain't no jokers, you know, so no jokes whatsoever. Yeah, it seems that way, and would be dressed fully black too. I don't know about that.
A group of hikers thoughtlessly hurled stones at a beehive, disturbing the swarm. Instantly, the bees attacked.
Yikes.
Oh my god, what's that? Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh yeah, sorry guys for shooting the beehive, man. I'm sorry, it just accidentally happened, you know what I'm saying? But if you stay like this, can those bees like bite you? I don't think they bite you unless you provoke them. But I guess in this case, somebody really provoked them, right? So I don't know, man. Yeah, they stay recording.
To avoid further harm, they crouched low to the ground, staying as still as possible. Bees usually don't fly too close to the ground, so it offered some safety. They covered their ears tightly, knowing the bees could slip inside if left exposed.
Yeah.
In such a situation, staying calm, low, and protected is the only way to avoid making things worse.
Oh man, like those hands, like if they bite on your hand, bro, your hand would be all swollen up, bro. Damn, man. And, oh shit, bro, that's crazy. But you gotta protect your holes. Pause. You gotta protect your ear holes. Oh, absolutely, because if they go inside, yeah, man, you never know, man. They might like stay in there and they might not even pay the rent. So, yeah, man, you definitely do not want them colonizing your holes. Pause again, but you know what I'm saying, right? Guys, come on, man, get it together, homie. If you do have, real quick, if you do have Twitter, X, or Instagram, I would love to have you there. Links are always down below. It would be my pleasure to have a stud muffin like you there, or a queen like you there, depending on who you are. But let's get back to the content here, boo-boo.
But I wonder how long they had to stay like that until the bees finally left.
And any of them bit
A
them,
Reddit
or?
user shared a peculiar trail cam photo taken on his dad's property.
This was taken by a trail cam on my dad's property. Other than ET, what is this? So they're assuming it's extraterrestrial, but if not, what could this be? Damn, yeah, it looks like one of those cute little aliens, right? That are very, very like friendly, I guess. So I don't know.
He wondered if anyone else thought it looked like an alien, but commenters searched for a simpler explanation.
Yeah, it's one of those cute. Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of those cute little aliens. Yo, me, I'm gonna pet you like a good old chihuahua, but imagine this is like really horse nostrils. Shit. Yeah, imagine.
Some said it resembled a horse snout.
It does not, though. You know, these look like eyes, not these holes. Pause again, but yeah. Oh, crap.
While others argued it was more likely the nose of a deer or elk, given the area. A few suggested it looked like a snake peering directly into the lens. Others mentioned it resembled an emperor mothwing, which seems like a reasonable guess. What do you think?
Oh man, it could be anything at this
What
point.
started as a casual hike with friends in the dense wood of West Milford's Apshawa Preserve quickly turned grim. Darsh Patel, a 22-year-old student, snapped this photo. A black bear can be seen lurking behind a fallen log about 100 feet away. But that same bear soon began chasing them, and in a panic, the group split up to escape. When they regrouped, Darsh was missing.
Shit.
Hours later, police recovered his body.
No.
He had been attacked by the same bear he photographed. Darsh's phone found nearby bore puncture marks, along with the chilling photo of the bear taken just moments before tragedy struck.
That's crazy. So he passed away?
A man was camping alone deep in...
Yeah, that's sad, bro. Rest in peace to the guy, bro. That is, yeah. That's not, that's the one sad way to go, to be honest, though. Camping alone.
In the forest when he noticed someone or something moving between the trees nearby.
So it says camping alone. Yeah, Bigfoot. Yeah, why is he walking like that? No, like, he's walking so relaxed. Oh, he running. Okay, my bad. Yeah, maybe wife called him. Honey, get your ass back here. So he's like, yo, I'm coming.
From the distance, it wasn't clear. Maybe a large man, maybe something else.
Yeah, right here he's walking like no worry. He has no worry in the world, and then he accidentally like shoots up as though like his wife called him, and the wife was like, "Yo, gotta get your ass back in here."
Still, he chose to stay the night. As darkness settled, strange sounds woke him up. Peering into the shadows, he spotted this.
Man, I got dark on me.
Said it twice. It's fake.
Oh, he breathing heavy though.
Some people. A lot of people never see any signs ever in their life, and this nigga seen them twice in one night. Just saying. I think it was human size, if not bigger. I think it's in a tree.
What is that?
crap, wait, what? Say psych.
It's like eye shine.
Oh my god. Oh, it's shit. I feel like
Whistle?
bah. It looks like a tiger. It also feels like a tiger with like the fur around it. I don't know.
I might take that back. That what the fuck?
Breathing heavy.
That out, bro. Gotta see this shit again.
Oh crap! Wait, what? Say psych.
It's like eye shine.
Oh my god. Oh, it's shit. I feel like
Whistle?
That's fake.
bah. It looks like a tiger. It also feels like a tiger with like the fur around it. I don't know, but the way it's like moving like that, you know?
That's probably a YouTuber doing that
Like
shit.
that. Bruh. I don't know, man. Yeah, those movements were insane.
Strangely unfazed, he tried knocking on a tree. Suddenly, right in front of him, the glowing eyes reappeared.
I'm gonna try one last thing, tree knock.
My god, right in front of him? Oh, please, say psych.
I hear it.
Yo. Did that sound like a tiger?
Stupid thing went.
Finger on the trigger. Cover me, I'm reloading.
This was the last footage uploaded, but luckily, it seems he made it out.
Can any tiger professionals in the chat, any scientists, any astronaut watching, any or Twitter detectives or Reddit investigators watching? Yeah, I want your input on it. Because in the beginning it felt like a tiger growling, but to be fair though, when you think about it, it could be like a bear. I don't know about a bear, but a Bigfoot or something like that. Yeah, no, definitely strange though.
A woman in Maryland went out for her usual run when she noticed something strange.
Focus, we must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Oh, a van in front of? Say psych.
This van rode by me when I was on my drive, or I'm sorry, when I was on my run. And there they go speeding off. They went around the block, came up on me with the door open, with the side door open. I jumped this ditch, and they stopped right there.
Dang.
The van stopped exactly where she had been moments before, almost like they were waiting for her to freeze up. Luckily, her quick thinking and sharp instincts possibly saved her from something terrible. The van sped off as she pulled her...
So I'm assuming like it was there, or she's also assuming that it was there to kidnap her. I mean, if that's the case, some men probably would have gotten out and took her inside. Or maybe they were like super cautious with it. Let's just say they were really out to kidnap her. I mean, it's good that she jumped and started recording. But I mean, at the end, it wouldn't even matter because she's not that far away. So I would assume some men would come out and try to snatch her and put it, because it feels like that they're in an area where it's pretty much like, yeah, like nobody's around. I don't know, man. But definitely strange. Definitely strange.
Phone out, leaving behind an unsettling encounter that easily could have taken a darker turn.
But to be fair though, like if there's this thing called I'm sure this would have happened to you guys. I feel like this is something that has happened to all of us, where sometimes we go to like different places, we enter rooms, and you're super happy, but once you enter, all of a sudden you're not so happy, even though like there's nothing wrong. It's just that your subconscious, it's like processing millions, if not billions of pieces of information. So your subconscious is automatically assuming, like, or not assuming, but it's like, hey, something is wrong. So it detects that something is wrong, and that's how you feel like that something is wrong. And in this case, or in situations like that, if you ever feel instinctively, if you ever feel like that something is bad, then I guess you gotta listen. Not I guess, you have to listen to your instincts. So in this case, I guess she done definitely a right thing.
Reddit user Nikolav 2015 stumbled upon something seriously unsettling deep in the woods. A random car, completely abandoned, with blood splattered across its windshield. He even noticed the blood wasn't fully dry.
Dang.
Creeped out beyond belief, he didn't stick around to investigate or even call anyone. He just bolted. What could be the story behind this? An accident, a prank, or something much darker that he walked in on too soon?
That's not a prank. And I was like looking at this in the very beginning. I was like, yo, looks like a zombie or a guy dead. I'm recently actually I've finished the very first season of The Walking Dead, the original one, the one that came out in 2010. Yeah, it's my first time actually coming across, and I love it. I'm hooked on it. I know like some of you are like, yo, first time, crazy. Yo, where have you been? Yeah, I'm just coming around it, guys. I'm just getting around to watch it for the first time. Yeah, let me know your ratings in the comments if you actually watched it. Yeah, let me know your review in the comments for sure, without spoiling it, or you can spoil it. I don't care. I don't care for spoilers. I watched it regardless, so yeah. Even if I'm spoiled or not spoiled, so I don't
When
care.
a camper returned to his tent after a hike, he was met with an unexpected surprise. A snake. It appeared to be a puff adder, a highly venomous species known for its potent bite. The snake lay motionless inside the tent, showing no signs of aggression and making no attempt to strike. Taking no chances, the camper decided to spend the rest of the night in his car, patiently waiting for the unwelcome visitor to leave.
That's one fat one, right? Like
a YouTube channel known for camping at eerie places ventured near Buck's grave. While filming B-roll, they noticed a figure wearing a headlamp in the distance. Suddenly, the light disappeared, and the night took a dark turn.
Oh, gotta be a bozo.
As they continued driving down the narrow, pitch-black forest road, they spotted someone lying beside it.
Oh my god. Yeah, there gotta be a person. It gotta be a person.
What the f are you supposed to do? Ain't nobody supposed to be out here? Oh, that just walked in the woods. Where's the headlamp at? The headlamp should be right there. Like he didn't, like he stopped. Did he turn off the light? Can you see in there? No, I can't see. I'm zoomed in. I can't hardly see. What the f did we just walk in on? What was he holding? What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't want to just sit here.
Well, why can't we just go? We can't turn around any fucking where. Damn it.
The road's too narrow. I can't back up and do this.
Just go, bro. Just go. I got you.
You got to reverse
camera? We have to go forward. We have to go forward.
What
we have to.
Dude.
We have to, bro.
David.
There's just a huge cliff. There's just a huge cliff right here. I don't know what you want me to do.
Shut up, David. I'm working on it.
What the hell is that? What did he have?
The person quickly stood up, switched off the headlamp, and vanished into the woods.
Oh, it was definitely a person, yeah. Yo, imagine, right? that person was
No,
like, oh,
just
okay,
letting you know he
what?
was there.
Another
Yeah.
bozo in front of me. Let me just peace out. And now these dudes in the car are
Ooh,
freaking
scared
out.
for no reason.
No, look up
Did
in
we
there.
go past it?
No, it's right in here. Up in there.
Oh, there's a light. Is that him laying on the ground? No, he threw the light on the ground. He threw that damn light on the ground. Where's the light? Where's the light? Would you open down the window, dude? You can't. Are you serious right now, Dale? You can't see it. I thought I heard something.
You better get the fuck up out of there.
That light's just sitting there. He threw it down. Hold on. Who's that? Hold on. You might need help. Hello? You need help? Dad, the motherfucker don't need help. What did he have down here? He threw something on the ground.
With no way to turn back, they drove deeper into the darkness.
Shit.
Suddenly, something terrifying happened.
Like what?
This is some dumb This ain't even what we're supposed to be here for.
Dude, I couldn't hear or see anything out there. It's so pitch
Well,
black.
he's gonna come here, I think, right? Near the window? Oh my god. Oh, right here. Right. Oh, crap. Yo, what? Bruh, man. Get your ass out of here, dog. Get your ass out of here, bro. It looks like Daddy's back. But did you see
hate this
this
thing is
video,
not.
though? Click on this video on the screen because the footage that was...
You're telling me it knocks sounds like it's my window. Can't stand that shit.
These 7 men are alleged.
I don't know why, but it feels like...
Alright. Oh, shit. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on here tomorrow. I'm gonna make me a YouTube video. I'm making me a YouTube channel starting tomorrow. So tomorrow I have more updates about that and where to go watch my videos. If you watched from the beginning to the end, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm about to call it a night. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching and thanks for the followers I do have, man. You guys have a good night, man. And yeah, stay blessed.